Noswaith o faes y Talbot Athletic, lle mae'r dywiniad yn awyddus iawn I waredu'r swyn sydd wedi bod dros y tîm. 6 gêm ond 6 gêm heb fuddugoliaeth am y tacyn caled o'i blaenau heno wrth I Pontypool ei herio. Pwy felly fydd yn cynhyrchu'r hyd a lledrith?
Mae Pontypool wedi ffrwydro ar lwyfan Super Rygbi Cymru.
Dan lwytho fel Harlem Globetrotters a mod i'n neud cais arall.
Marcus Jones yn dod I Pontypool ar y blaen. A'r bacwr am groesi unwaith yn rhagor. Dymffyd I Roderick un arall yn rhyddhau Frankie Jones. Am fuddugoliaeth I Aberavon. Y dewiniad sy'n dathlu.
Ie, dyna hanes y tîm a dyma sut mae'r tabl yn edrych. Cofiwch bod y 6 ucha yn mynd yn syth I rownd gog yn derfynol, tra bydd y 4 isa yn mynd mewn I rownd ar gyfle. Ar ôl canlyniadau'r penwythnos, mae Pontypool yn eistedd yn saff erbyn hyn yn 5 Os yw Aberavon yn ennill heno, fydden nhw yn codi i'r 6ed safle, a mae'n gwell safle I osgoi y gemau ail gyfle. Mae'r dywiniad mewn ras am y 6ed safle gyda Rygbi Cymru, Aberavon a Quins Caerfyrddin. Noswaith dda, rwy'n ni wrth ein boddi yn yr haul yma ar faes y Talbot Athletic. Yn wedig gan ystyried y tydwetha o'n I yma, cafodd y gêm ei gohirio oherwydd y glaw. Oedd e'n ddigon heriol I ni'n cyflwyno, fwy heriol I ti Lloyd yw'r chwarae.
Ie, oedd yn ofnadwy, lot well heddiw.
Nawr ni droi'n sylw at y gêm yn y man, ond mae'n rhai dechrau Ciaranhadu gyda'r fuddugoliaeth wych na i'r gwylch yn erbyn y Scarlet mewn gêm gwpan, a chi mewn i'r cwarteri, Di Sadwn yn erbyn Leon. Siawns gwirioneddol o fynd yn beth.
O, yn bendant, mae'n amser gyffroes I fod yn rhan o'r grŵp, yn ywedig beth sy'n dod lan yn y cwpl o wythnosau nesaf yma. So, mae digon o hyder yn y grŵp ar y funud, ar ôl canlyniad wythnos diwetha, ni jyst gwybod mlaen at y penwythnos. Ie,
ennill penwythnos yma, chi naill ai gatra yn erbyn Racing, oedd I catra yn erbyn Connect. Wyt ti'n mynd I fod yn holliach am yr wythnosau nesaf? Ti'n holliach am penwythnos yma?
Ydw, fi yn barod I wario ar penwythnos, so byddai'n gret I fod mas.
Rai, gobeithio gweld ti yn y gêm ni. Rai, at gêm hyn o de, Aberavon yn erbyn Pwla, Lloyd fel rhywun ti wedi chwarae I Pwla yn gynt yn y bencampwriaeth. Ti wedi chwarae yn erbyn y ddau dîm. Be all y gwylwyr disgwyl?
Fi'n meddwl gêm llawn hwyl fi'n meddwl, y ddau dîm yn trio lleddu'r pêl. Fi'n gwybod yn traddodiadol mae Pontypool yn cael ei adnabod fel tîm sy'n mynd trwy'r blaenwyr lot, ond yn wedig tymor yma, mae Tom Hancock yn dod mewn wedi newid hwnna I gyd, a fel cyn maswr mae fe'n hoffi lleddu'r pêl, a yn sicr mae Aberavon wastad di chwarae'r brand na o rygbi, felly edrych ymlaen I weld yna heno gyda'r amodau perffaith.
A mae gemau llaw gyda Aberavon wrth edrych ar y tabl a'r gemau sy'n weddill. Fel, mae cyfle gyda nhw I gyrraedd y 6 a os ydy y triffwyn sydd yn ddi ar y funud?
Ie, fi'n creu bendant bydd nhw'n siarad beth I ni. Sa'n creu bod nhw'n ennill ers mis Ragfyr, felly byddai'n bwysig iawn I nhw cael cwpl o canlyniadau yn dod at beth sydd I ddod o diwedd y tymor, ond ar y ffordd mae'r gyngrair yn redeg nawr, mae'n eitha unigryw a mae pob gêm yn meddwl rhywbeth i'r tîm.
Ie, chwalu Abertawe wnaethon nhw'n ôl y mis Rhagfyr, heb ennill ers ni, ond dyma'r tabl I chi nawr yn seiliedig ar y 5 gêm diwetha. Fydd Jason Hyatt ddim yn eistedd gyfforddus yn edrych ar y graffeg yma. Ni wedi canolbwyntio ar y 5 gêm diwetha, a maen nhw wedi colli'r 6 gêm ola, heb ennill gêm gyngrair fel wedodd Ciaran ers 2024. Mae pethau'n iachach o ran Pontypool. Maen nhw wedi ennill 2 o'i 5 gêm diwetha o Tam Hancock yn siomedig bod nhw ddim wedi ennill gyda mantis o 15 pwynt neu fwy wythnos diwetha'r cyfle ganddyn nhw. Ond nôl at tîm hyn o nawr. Dyma'r 15 cyntaf mae Hyatt wedi dewis. 7 newid y tîm, nath golli o 5 pwynt I lan ymddyfru. Charlie Thomas sydd yn y crys rhif 10 I geisio lliwio'r chwarae. Cadwch lygad ar y gŵr yma, Corey Lewis-Jenkins sydd yn gysylltiedig gyda Academy'r Gweilch. Prif sgoriwr y dywiniad eleni gyda 12 cais. Ac un sydd yn gwneud y cam I fyny I chwarae'r Gweilch y tymor yma hefyd yw blaen ysgellwr y tîm heno. Rhys Thomas a mae Lloyd Lewis nawr ymysg y chwaraewyr mas ar y cae.
Diolch yn fawr, Lauren. Dwi'n mad a prif hyfforddwr Aberavon, Jason Hyatt, wrth gwrs. Jason, it hasn't been the start to 2025 you would have hoped. How do you reflect on the last 4 months?
Everything here at the moment is we rebuilt the squad at the start of the season, and I'm really happy with the way the squad's coming on. We're playing some great rugby. Yes, we will want more wins, but it's all part of the learning process. You know, we're playing some great rugby. We've got a great bunch of guys here, and they're working really hard to improve week on week. Can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, exactly, and I do really appreciate the brand of rugby you play as a winger. It is class to see you chuck the ball about. 3 games in 9 days now. How important is it for you as a squad to finish the season on a high?
Really important. We go into a really busy period now. We've got, as you said, 3 games in 9 days. Obviously, starting tonight with Pontypool. We've worked exceptionally hard. We took a little bit of a break from normal rugby duty, and we worked really hard on our strength and conditioning. That's been going on for probably 4 weeks. So we like to think we're in good condition going into that. So really important. And obviously the playoff is always at the back of our minds. So that's something we've been looking forward to. And the higher in the league we finish, we got a better chance of a draw. So it's really important. Yeah,
it's definitely all to play for. And finally, before I let you go, Jason, thank you for your company. As a head coach, what's it like? Is there pressure to be that person who has to find the answers, maybe in the more difficult spells?
I think I got great support at home, right? And one thing I should say, I got to wish my father-in-law all the best. He's in hospital at the moment and he's having a tough time. And also I got to wish my 7-year-old niece, beautiful Evie, happy birthday. It's her 7th birthday today, so happy birthday, Evie. So I'm lucky. I got a great coaching group around me. I got a great bunch of players. Yes, there's pressures with head coach. It's always nice when we win, but at the same time, you've got to take it on the chin when you lose as well. So I'm very fortunate. I got a good bunch of guys around me to share the responsibility, and that's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, mate. All the best for the family. All the best for the rest of the season. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr. Pob lwc. Reit te, fi'n mynd I trio ffeindio Gwilym Evans. Dyma fe. Gwilym, ti iawn boy? Hey, diolch am ymuno. Sut ti'n edrych mlaen at y gêm yma heno?
Ie, mae tywydd yn bendigedig, felly fi'n edrych ymlaen. Gweithio lot o redeg mas na, a lot o pêl yn dwylo. Reit,
mae brwydr mawr yn y reng ôl heddiw ma. Ti a Scott Matthews yn mynd ben. Chi'n chwaraewyr tebyg, pwerus, cryf dros y bil. Sut ti'n mynd at y brwydr yna heddiw?
Ie, mae'n chwaraewr sydd wedi bod yn gwneud perfformio lefel uchel am blynyddoedd, felly mae'n hoffi mynd dros y bil, a mae'r tîm I gyd yn really sharp dros y bil, felly mae'n rhaid I fod yna'n gynnar a neud siŵr bod ni'n ennill y pêl nôl, felly mae olwyr ni'n gallu chwarae o gwmpas bach.
Mor syml â ni, diolch yn fawr I ti. Reit te, just draw at Ellis Hogan yn mewnwr nawr. Ellis, diolch am ymuno da fi, bwy. Reit te, ti wedi chwarae Pontypool yn barod eleni, colli yn anffodus, ond siŵr o fod nes I ddysgu rhywbeth o'r gêm na. Be sy angen newid heddi?
Fi'n credu o'n i'n sgwri ceisio, o'n i'n ildio ceisio yn syth ar ôl ni. Mae'n rhaid I ni fod yn dyn, mae'n rhaid cadw'r bel yn dyn yn ywedig ar ôl sgori. Ond fi'n credu fel Pontypool fel tîm, maen nhw'n lwco wari off naw, maen nhw'n lwco cadw'r bel yn y blaenwyr. So fel amddiffyn, ni'n gorfod cael ars yn dyn, a ni'n gorfod amddiffyn y rownd y rucks na gyd.
Gwych, pob lwc I ti Ellis. Diolch am ymuno da fi. Tra bwy, dod i'r studio.
Wel, sgwlwch yr hon. Gan pna'n pleserus iawn yn gwylio o'i gardd, ond mae'n methu allan ar y burgers a'r chips, lai weithoch chi. Mae'n werth dod i'r maes I fwynhau y bwyd. Ond reit, ni eisoes wedi clywed wrth Gwilym Evans, a ni'n disgwyl ceir am brwydr gref rhwng fe yn y Crys Rhif 7 a'r bytholwyr Scott Matthews yn y Crys Rhif 8 I Pwle.
Yn union, mae'r reng ôl yn rhan bwysig o'r gêm na, o'r ffordd mae'r gêm yn cael ei ware, a Gwilym yn siarad y Lloyd, a beth I faint oedd y disgwyl mlaen at o heno, a mae fe'n disgwyl fel chwaraewr sydd yn gryf yr ddoi ochr o'r pêl. Mae'n amddiffyn mewn troi pêl drosto, mae'n redeg llinellau pan maen nhw'n yn ymosodol, a mae fe'n disgwyl am chwaraewr sydd cael bach o profiad gyda Cymru dan 20, a falle bod e moyn bach fwy.
Ie, mae fe wedi dechrau 13 gêm o'r bron i'r tîm cartre, ond be am Scott Matthews, Lloyd? O ti di roi syr yn y gêm i'r boi yma, rhai misoedd yn ôl, o'n nhw chwarae Abertawe, a dath i'r cae, oedd ar y fainc yn yr ail hanner.
Ie, o'n i'n didiedd, fi'n ffrindiau mawr da Scott, ond oedd e'n heiddi ser yn y gêm. Dim ond 25 munud off y faint gathau, ond fel chi'n gallu gweld o'r clipio yma, mae mor dinistriol yn redeg, a edrych am dyn mor fawr, mae fe'n gyflym dros y 5 metr cyntaf, edrych ar y sgiliau fe fan hyn, oedd e'n heiddiannol iawn yn ser yn y gêm I fi. Rhywun arall oedd yn slengu y gêm hynna, oedd Morgan Allen. Mae fe ddim yn chwarae heddiw I Pontypool, a allwch chi bendant dweud fe yw'r un o'r gorau yn y gyngrair yn cario'r bil, felly bydd nhw'n colli fe heno.
Ie, profiad a pŵer gyda'r ddau, ond at yr olwyr arbenigedd chi. Corey Lewis Jenkins, be ni'n gallu disgwyl gan y gŵr yma, 21 oed?
fel asgellwr fi'n rili edmygu y gwaith mae wedi wneud eleni. Mae'n bwy ifanc, ond mae'n amlwg yn llawn hyder. Gallu gweld o'r clipio yma fan hyn. A yn sicr, 12 o geisiau i Aberavon fe sy'n yw'r prif sgoriwr. A dyma beth mae'r gyngor yma yn bwriadu wneud efo, datblygu'r genhedlaeth nesaf. O'r clipio yma, fel weres i, mae bendant dyfodol disgled ar bwy yma.
Mae'n gapten ar Academi'r Gwylch. Ti'n nabod e, Ciaran?
Yro, mae'n gwneud lot o marfer gyda ni trwy gyda'r tymor. Mae'n crwtsin y mewn, so mae'n gweithio galed pob dydd. Mae'n ein siŵr bod e'n gwella pob dydd, mae'n gofyn cwestiynau o chwaraewyr rownd i fe, so mae'n grep bod e'n cael y rediadau, mae'n cael mas fan hyn.
Right, ni wedi gweld 15 cyntaf tîm cartre at yr ymwelwyr nawr felly, a dyma'r tîm mae Hancock wedi dewis. Pontypool wedi gwneud 6 newid i'r tîm, a drechodd Abertawe nos Iau ddiwetha. Dim Sam Scarf heno, felly Connor Chapman sy'n dechrau fel bachwr i pwla. Mae Scott Matthews yn dechrau yn y rheng ôl, mae fe wedi bod, wel oedd e ar y fainc wythnos diwetha, a mae Morgan Lloyd nôl o'r dreigiau, mae'n gwisgo Crys rhif 9, ond mas yn y gêm yn erbyn Abertawe, Rodri Cole sy'n ar 20 o Gastell Nedd ar y fainc. A chofiwch, Rodri Cole yn newid hwyr wythnos diwetha, bydd rhaid iddo fe gael lift gyda'r gŵr yma, Tom Hancock, i drafod y tactegau. A ti wedi gofio o lift i unrhyw un heno? O, mae'n maic ar y tîn.
Na, dim lift i neb un, oedd eitha chill dyddi, oedd popeth yn fel ma fer y team sheet, pawb yn gwybod le maen nhw fod, so dim byd yn panics yn hwyr heddi na.
Right, ni wedi eisoes wedi trafod y tactegau tîm gyda ti. Dwi eisiau dyfarn di ar y gyngrair, y fformat. Mae pawb dal yn y ras ar y funud.
Ie, mae fe'n neud yn gyffroes fi'n credu i bob clwb yn y gystadleuaeth bod dal dyn nhw rhywbeth i chwarae yn dal o tuag at diwedd y tymor. Mae yn bach yn od i feddwl gallu tîm sydd wedi gorffen yn 9fed, 10fed, benni lan gyda clws ar diwedd y tymor. Sa'n quite yn siŵr os fi'n cytuno gyda hwnna.
Mae'n cadw chi eich traed o
leia? Mae yn, a mae pob, does dim dead rubbers, mae pob gêm yn cyfri. Fi'n Aberavon hyn, fi'n siŵr bod nhw'n meddwl amdano gorffen yn chweched, fel bod nhw'n gallu gwneud yn siŵr bod nhw'n cael wythnos bant cyn y play-offs. Felly mae fe'n rhywbeth da, rhywbeth positif i wneud siŵr bod hyd yn oed yn mis Ebrill a mewn i Mai, mae pawb dal yn ysu ar gyfer chwarae cystadlu.
Tom, wnaethoch chi curo Abertawe yn ddiweddar yn amlwg, yn y cyfweliad ar ôl nes ti'n mynegu bach o rwystredigaeth, beth sy'n angen newid heddi?
Fi'n credu o ran y rwystredigaeth y tro nawr, ni'n teimlo bod ni wedi colli taflu bant y 6 pwynt falle. O ran heddi, y neges clir i'r bechgyn cyn do mas yw pidwch becso amdano 5, 4, 6 pwynt, jyst triwch chi'r mas yna trial ennill. Anebygol yw e dawn ni'n bedwerydd, ond mae dal chawns mathemategol. Ni'n eitha sicr bod ni'n mynd i fod yn 5. Felly ni, mae fe jyst amdano cadw momentum i fynd, aros yn y ras fel petai, a mae unrhyw fath o fuddugoliaeth mynd i fod yn digon da i ni hyn. Os yna ni wedi siarad amdano, jyst neud siŵr bod ni'n ennill bach fel gêm gwpan traddodiadol.
Tom, diolch yn fawr am dy amser. Mwynhau'r ymodau, mae'n noson berffaith mae heno ar gyfer gêm o rygbi. Y ddau yma eisiau bod mas ar y cae, ond gewn ni edrych nawr ar y tîm, ar boi sy'n chwarae, a mae'r hyneri yn mynd i fod yn allweddol, Ciaran, Morgan Lloyd nôl, a mae fe wedi perfformio, nid yn unig i Pontypool, ond yw'r dreigiau eleni.
Ori, mae'n disgwyl yn dangerous, pob tro wedi wario ar dreigiau, a ni lli gweld efo'n yn ysgori cais, mae'n disgwyl fel chwaraewr sy'n lli wneud rhywbeth digwydd mas o ddim byd, byddai bendant y chwaraewr, bydd Pontypool yn disgwyl ato heno i creu argraff ar gêm.
Ie, a mae Ciaran Meek yn rhan yn diwe o'r asgwr yn cefn o brofiad mae Tom wedi siarad amdano.
Ie, mae wedi bod yn Glynebwy, dod o Glynebwy i Pontypool, ond cyn ni oedd e'n Pontypool gyda fi pryd o'n i na, a mae fe'n chwaraewr solid, gyda'r profiad na, mae'n gwybod sut i reoli'r gêm, a mae fe a Hancock yn gweithio'n dda da'i gilydd, mae awydd dan nhw'n chwarae rygbi a mae nhw'n partneriaeth dda, felly fi'n meddwl mae Miki wedi syrenu yn enwedig y tymor yma a dangos beth mae wir yn gallu gwneud.
A Ciaran, un sy'n ar y fainc heno, ar ôl ennill seren y gêm wythnos diwetha, Rodri Cole, gath e ddim lot o rybydd cyn gêm wythnos diwetha. Sut fydd hynny yn newid y feddelbryd wythnos ma? Bach fwy amser y fe?
Felly fydde bach fwy yn nyrfus heno cyn y gêm, so ti'n cael lot o amser i meddwl, mae'n gallu bod yn well, so ti'n gormeddwl y gêm, ti'n mynd mewn i'r gêm a ti'n jyst yn ware. Ond bydd nhw'n disgwyl ato fe at diwedd y gêm a i cloi y gêm am.
Ie, mae'r ffaith bod dau fewn o'r profiadol gyda nhw'n mynd i fod yn help, fel ti'n gweld i'n mynd.
Gyda'r mewnwyr?
Wel na, gyda'r cynlyniad. Falle mwy o ddemder os yna beth gyda Pwla.
Ie, mae lle yng nghanol fi i Pontypool, felly fi wastad
yn mynd i... Ond ti'n pandit heno, felly...
Ie, ond na, fi gwirioneddol meddwl Pontypool fydd yn mynd â hi, mae nhw yn gryf, a nhw'n rhoi gêm agos iawn i Casnewydd wythnos o blaen, felly Pontypool. Right,
wel, Lloyd Lewis a Owain Gwynedd sy'n gyda chi yn y Gymraeg heno, a Ciaran Hardy sy'n ymuno a Dave Rogers yn y Saesneg.
the Talbot Athletic Ground in the golden hour. Is there a finer sight in World Rugby? It is beautiful here this evening. Welcome wherever you're watching around the world or in Wales. Great to have your company for this one as we're coming to that time of the season where it is all to play for, nothing to play for, everything to play for. Aberavon, well, this is the 15, the 23 they have selected to try and take them through into the top 6. Joe Gage, as always, captains from 12. Just Corey Lewis-Jenkins, the Osprey, in the starting 15, but Whitlock and James waiting on the bench. A lot of excitement about some of the licensed players they've got in, including Luke Pollock as well. But the Tom Hancock-led Pontypool team already with that top 6 guaranteed. Morgan Lloyd and Owain James, plenty of talk about them. But Mahoney and Lewis in the centres. There is so much experience. They are holding on for the top 4. They want even more. And Adam Jones is going to be overseeing this one in the golden jersey. Just awaiting the thumbs up to get this one underway. It is Pooler in the black with the red trim. It is Aberavon in the blue. And I think this is going to be an absolute cracker. Absolutely huge game, isn't it? Aberavon, they've won that underdogs tag well all season. They've got within a score of so many teams. Is this the game where it really clicks?
Use it!
Where the conditions are so good on this hard, wide pitch.
Setting up offside, number 5.
And they've got an early penalty here.
Number 5.
With Pooler offside. Yeah, it feels as though they're just short of a little bit of belief. But a victory over a team like Pontypool tonight could stand them in good stead to get into that top 6, to stay there and really launch an assault on these playoffs. Charlie Thomas at 10 today, selected ahead of Ed Dunford, who's waiting on the bench and ready to go. The former Cardiff University man. Big day for them yesterday. A massive win in their varsity against Swansea at the Principality Stadium. Joe Gage, captain. First carry for him, and it's a go-forward one. But Pontypool going hard after that breakdown. That is a superb turnover. And away goes Meek. Morgan Lloyd. Sign of intent there from Pontypool. Going high tempo. Meek in at scrum half. Dan Hill crashes forward. And then up the short side, Ian Jones in the channel. Mikey Herbert. Great start this from Pontypool, winning the penalty, getting into the 22. It's what they do next. Big numbers in the middle of the pitch defending for Aberavon. 7 players you could throw a blanket on. Inside ball, you've got Jones off his wing. He loses the collision. Oh, snipe from Morgan Lloyd. He gets the offload away. Scott Matthews the next to go.
Scanning! Ball's exposed.
Oh, ball was out, but then it was knocked on. Unlucky from Rhys Thomas. Back here now with Pontypool. Victims of their own success at the breakdown there. Aberavon helped on. Jarvis.
Stay out now.
Half a gap for Mikey Herbert. He'll be busy, he'll stay busy. Knock-on advantage is over, so Connor Chapman looks to set it up again. Comfortable in phase play here, Pontypool, but not really getting any go forward. Scott Matthews takes that laterally. He's sent backwards. And all of a sudden, the 22 becomes the 10-metre line. Back to square one. Aberavon set in defence. They don't really look stressed this time. Another good tackle. This time it's Luke Davis low on Matthews. Meek sends that high. That's going to drop right on the edge of the 22. Well taken, Felix Gilbert. First high ball he's been under this evening. Another of the former Cardiff University boys. Not much of a gap there with Dan Hill defending. Gilbert in at scrum half. Luke Davis for Aberavon. A lot of ball in play time here. And after a hot day on a firm surface, I think there are going to be some hot lungs already. No team really looking to kick, just that one high bomb that Gilbert was level to.
Use it!
And as the clock continues to tick, we're looking at 4 minutes ball in play.
Stop him, Corey, stop him, Corey.
Bit of a leggy chase there from Aberavon. Jarvis was on the ball. Now it's the big tight head. Drain tips that one on. Better defensively from Aberavon after Pooler looked as though they were going to get gain line for fun. Oh, Pat Lewis nearly away. Roderick thought he got that. Is there a knock on? Yes, there is. Finally, we will have a scrum, and finally, we can say hello to Kieran Hardy. A lot of rugby played there.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I was waiting for my chance to get in there. It's fairly even start. I think both teams feeling their way into the game, and not much kicking, as you said, but I think they made a couple of good decisions there and when to kick. Pontypool probably a bit unlucky here because I thought they had Aberavon on the back foot, but unfortunately, it's a knock on in the tackle.
One sniff of sunshine, and look what happens. It's just running rugby.
Yeah, I'm convinced it should be a summer sport. I am. I think these are the nights you want to play in, and when it's dry and it's a good surface, and both teams looking to move the ball, so it's exciting.
First scrum of the game. Mabley, Davis and James, the front row for Aberavon.
Good.
James, Chapman and Drain for Pooler. Oh, good contest at scrum time, and the loose head has ended up on his side there, but the referee happy enough. Scott Matthews goes from the base. Gwilym Evans brings him down with those taped up ears. The number 7, Pat Lewis, can't quite get in behind. Oh, it was a good defensive read, and Meek did very well not to get pulverised.
Tackle now, release. No.
Adam Jones says release. Options both ways. Right is the best way, and Meek drills that. Well taken by Gilbert.
Keep retreating. Great
work, Felix. And a very good clearing kick by the fullback.
Well done.
Yeah, and Aberavon will be pretty happy with the start. I think defensively they've got off the line, they've made some good collisions, and ultimately they forced Pontypool to kick the ball back to them there, and then it's a very good clearance then by Felix Gilbert in the end.
Gilbert in his first season here. Lovely dummy there from Scott Matthews, veteran at this level, excellent player for Pontypool. And they've gone off the top here. Meek. Gerrit Matthews, him and Gwilym Evans are going to be going shoulder to shoulder all night, and that's going to be a great contest. Good tackle by Gage. And Ross Fox sniffing around that. Oh, short ball just left behind. Ambitious from Brad Roderick. Let's call it that, shall we?
Yeah, I think those are the passes as players you want to be pushing, and I think the coaches are probably a big influence on that, and if they're given the licence to play those passes. But again, Scott Matthews is a big part of what Pontypool does, particularly off the set piece and off the back of the scrum, like we've just seen. They look for him to get into the game.
It's a big contest on the far side of the scrum from where we are. Harry Drain and Tom Mabley are two big old roosters packing down there at loose head for Aberavon and tight head for Pontypool.
Crouch. Bind.
Ellis Horgan at scrum half today.
Good, keep that height. Use it.
A decent scrum, not going anywhere. And Joe Gage, little wraparound play, great ball, great line, but Roderick held up, really good tackle.
Stop, seven.
Horgan, little nudge in behind, Jarvis back, but can only watch it into touch.
Yeah, it's good management by Aberavon there. I think obviously they look to play through the front door and they get a bit of joy there, and then just keeping the pressure on Pontypool. I think particularly early in the game, be good to keep pinning them back and asking questions of them to keep exiting, and there's a great option by Horgan there off the left foot to drop the ball into space, and they got a chance to build pressure here.
Tough exit here. Out of Coffin Corner. That's the one that gets really damp when the rain falls. But this time of year, fantastic surface. Taken in by Dan Hill. Now Morgan Lloyd.
Okay, leave it now. Onside.
Is he going to want one more? No. Happy to box kick.
It's not touch.
Talk to me about positions there. Ideally, where do you want that ball in the 22 so you can get the best exit?
Mikey, Luke.
I think as a general rule of thumb, it's probably around the 15-metre line, because you can get 3 chasers inside the 15, all going after the ball. I think obviously they've opted to kick the ball out there, and it was probably slightly wider, which sometimes if you're kicking the ball off can make your angle easier. But box kicking's never easy.
Short ball to Gage, crashes it in, as he's so accustomed to. It's a little bit messy. Mikey Herbert, the ball was out, and Pooler have turned this over.
Tackle release.
Aberavon guilty of not looking after the ball, and the chance has gone. And Pooler want to run this from their own 22. It's ambitious, and it's a decent exit. Joel Mahoney. I notice you've got box kicking's never easy in this. Important that you big up the scrum half skills tonight.
It is, yeah, because I've been accustomed to hitting a few shockers in my time. But I think it's good management here from Pontypool as well. I think obviously they got Morgan Lloyd, who's with the Dragons, and they're outside half someone who's really experienced. People they look at when they lose momentum in the game and trying to find another way to build pressure on Aberavon.
Ball's here, no impact.
Oh, I feel as though Pontypool might have got away with one there. That ball was on the floor for a long time before it was presented.
Use it!
A little change of tactic here as Morgan Lloyd has box kicked the last 3 now. This one to compete. Jones is going to put Gilbert under pressure, but he does very well. Felix Gilbert. It's a tall fullback. I think with the changes of the laws now and the less protection for the 15s, it feels very much as though big, strong, strapping fullbacks are going to be the order of the day for a lot of teams.
Yeah, it is. I think the game has probably changed. I think some of the backs now are probably not as far off the sides as some back rowers, and that's the way the game's going. And I think the aerial game is actually a massive part of the game now, and being able to get up and win the ball, especially with the contestable kicks.
So with when the law change comes in, has that changed your game? And have you had conversations around how your box kicks might perhaps be a little bit different when it comes to competing for it?
Well, yeah, I think so, because I think they've made the contest more open. I think it's made it easier to chase because people can't actually run your line and get you out of the game. So there's definitely been a shift in mindset maybe to kick more contestable and try and get the ball back further up the field.
Just that glimpse at the sunshine here. Honestly, I cannot believe how good the conditions are today. And when the weather's like this is a beautiful part of the world, and that is a beautiful part of the game. Gwilym Evans over the ball. Turnover penalty in a great spot here. Corner and posts on offer. But it's ambitious here from Charlie Thomas and co. And they want 5 or more.
Yeah, I think that's another probably a mind shift in the game. I think not many teams take the 3s anymore, depending on the actual score and the way the game's going. I think teams are more likely now to look for the corner and try and impose themselves with set piece, because it usually gives them another opportunity.
Let's keep the tempo going.
And they're a forward short here, and that is a massive chance missed by Aberavon, because Pooler, without Owain James, who'd have been a massive part of defending that.
Okay, that's a tackle now, all the way blue.
But it's with
don't go in there.
Pontypool.
No, it's not on the line, so take a step.
As well, as soon as that ball is on the line, the offside line doesn't exist anymore. And Aberavon could touch it down. Instead, it's been cleared. They'll have another line out, but what, 5-6 metres further up than they'd like it. Just looking at the top scorers, Kieran Meek, 11 points behind Billy McBride, who's out there on 175. Good bucket hat, that. They've got the stash right. And this time they do win the line out. They do go to the maul. Aberavon, but doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Luke Davis has it at the back. Ellis Horgan loitering with intent. He's going to leave it in until the very last second. Just watch out for Mikey Herbert there. Nice ball back inside to Horgan. He's got some big men to deal with. Joe Gage arrives.
Onside.
Ross Fox in at scrum half. Puts it in reverse. Good offload. And the finish by Ben Gregory. Aberavon open the scoring. Oh, it got a little bit broken up there for a second, but it suited the Wizards, and Ben Gregory on hand to dot down for 5.
Yeah, again, they've built pressure in the game, haven't they? And I think they're probably deserving of scoring. I think they're the only... I can't speak. They've been inside Pontypool's 22 a few times now, and they have applied pressure, and it's a great bit of skill as well that in the end, and it's Ben Gregory that scores the try.
Charlie Thomas, left peg, 2 points, 7-0. It's taken nearly 15 minutes, but the pressure has paid off.
It's interesting as well, before the game, Ellis Horgan actually spoke about the last time they played Pontypool, they scored tries, but instantly after they conceded some sort of point. So it'd be interesting to see how they try and get out of their own half here and apply pressure back on Pontypool.
What do they say? The try never counts until you've exited. And it doesn't matter the level of rugby either, whether it's third team on a Sunday or watching you guys in the URC. It is amazing how many teams make a real mess of this. But Ben Gregory, the try scorer, claims a clean catch. And Aberavon can go about getting out of their half.
No, and just give me a step there. Use it. Backwards, play on.
Oh, Horgan nearly dropped that. It's a good kick, and it's forced the knock on from Jarvis. Oh, interception! Ben Gregory.
Knock on first. Scrum. No, the next person then.
Oh, I think the referee's got this badly wrong.
Yeah, the second.
I think Harry Jarvis has knocked that on. I certainly don't see how this is a Pontypool
He'll do his lace there.
put in.
Yeah, straight
They both knock it on in the collision.
Well, they might well have done, but it's definitely not Pontypool ball.
No.
I say badly wrong. It's not badly wrong. It's not changed the game, but it's.
But it's positive from Aberavon's perspective.
Oh yes,
definitely.
There we go. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, but also I'm not climbing into Adam Jones because he's a great referee and he's a Brecon boy.
Bind.
And it was called in by the AR, but I believe that to have been a Harry Jarvis knock on. But Aberavon are going after this scrum. Good take on the bounce, and Meek clears that into the 22. He's beaten Gilbert there, who takes it on the bounce and throws a little goosey and tries to get around Thomas.
Committed.
And he's kept that ball
just come back
in
10, boys.
field,
Come
and
back
Kieran Meek's going to call the mark.
Where you are there. Here we go, Keith.
Oh, Ben Gregory thought all his Christmases had come there, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 tries in 5 minutes wouldn't have been a bad start for him, would it?
You got a good interception one this season, didn't you, for Ospreys? Is it your first Ospreys try?
It was my first Ospreys try, yeah.
Take a line as middle.
60 metres?
No, better.
65?
70?
70, could have been 70.
I think it might have been 70. I'm not sure.
So plenty of rugby coming up, all of the highlights this weekend.
Yeah.
We love bringing you these games on a Thursday night. And hopefully you enjoy them too, especially when they're high quality like this one, a proper
play on, rip backwards by
really
Blue.
Massive collisions in the middle of the park. And again, Pooler going to the toe. For a second, like that was going to drift into touch, but I think that can be watched back, and Charlie Thomas can dot that one down. It's not far off for Pontypool at the moment, but it's not quite there, is it?
No, probably not quite, but I think it's a good option by Morgan Lloyd. I think there's a lot of space back there, a lot of backfield coverage, and I think he's probably a bit unfortunate with a bounce. You know, I think those balls can end up bouncing anywhere, but they're in the right area of the field now, definitely, to attack from.
Getting as much distance on this as possible. It's Meek underneath it. Here we go, drop goal. Oh. Won't make the highlights reel. but ambition is critical.
Yeah, I love it.
And do you know what? It's not the best clearance, so that's not a bad outcome.
No, it's forced Aberavon to kick the ball again, and you know they've got a repeat set again. And I think they're obviously looking to keep the ball a bit, Pontypool, in this area of the field now.
Oh, there's so much anticipation when he lines that up, isn't it? Big chance here, though. Connor Chapman, that hooker today. Good line-out ball as well. And here comes the maul. Ben Gregory trying to swim his way through. Reese Thomas there as well. And then he's called out, and Pontypool keep moving forward here.
Stand by, black only and ball available.
Good take by Morgan Lloyd on the bounce. Penalty advantage, Aberavon offside.
Penalty advantage. Never back on side with the maul. Here if you want, here if you want.
Oh, Morgan Lloyd. Oh, thought he was going to go there. Not sure his teammates would have thanked him for that.
Post called.
Posts. Good decision?
Probably is a good decision. The way the game's gone in the first 19 minutes or so, I think they probably haven't had a lot of territory. They haven't got into Aberavon's 22 a lot, and I think any chance to take points when you're struggling for territory is worth it.
Yeah, just a bit quick. And he's gone very quickly, as well as Kieran Meek, to open Pooler's account for the day, take himself up to 167 points for the season and reduce the arrears to 4 points, 7-3. Good contest. Well, they've just turned the floodlights on now. Oh, look at it's like Baywatch. Honestly, where's Hasselhoff?
Next to you.
Yeah, next to me. So Morgan Lloyd's going to drop this on the toe again. Felix Gilbert waiting in the deep field. Marcus Jones ready to... Oh, it's a good take by Gilbert.
Looked very safe, wasn't he, under the high ball.
Had a really good chat to him about his rugby journey. Oh, that's right in the face of Ian Jones, and I think that might be the end of his game. He has gone down and stayed down. Well, he's jogged back into the defensive line here, but if I was an independent doctor, I'd quite like to have a look at that.
Yeah, he could be seeing the Tweety birds going around there for a couple of seconds, couldn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, Felix Gilbert. It's his first season at this level. He's played 50 Bucks Super Rugby games for Cardiff University, but he is a late developer. He played second team at school.
Yeah, we see more and more of these late developers now in the game, you know, and I think with time as well, these players only get better and through playing more. And he's looked very safe today. I think he's looked very comfortable. He's run back on a couple of occasions as well. So I think he's having a good start to the game.
Well, that is why leagues like this and the one we mentioned before, Bucks Super Rugby with Cardiff Uni and Cardiff Met and Swansea University, are important because they do give players... Oh, nice dummy! And the fend as well. Oh, this is magic stuff. Maisie running beautifully. And now, Reese Thomas takes it on. Into the 22, out of the back door to Frankie Jones. Aberavon cutting loose. It was magic from Thomas. Gregory, the try scorer. Little nudge by Gilbert, looking for Lewis Jenkins, who can't gather it. And that denied us one of the tries of the season in Super Rygbi Cymru.
That's brilliant play, isn't it? The way they've run that back, I think. Full credit to Charlie Thomas there for starting there. I think he made something out of absolutely nothing here. I think he stepped 3 or 4 players. And then when they get him behind, I think they just kept the momentum. And I think it's a great option as well to put the ball through on the edge. Felix Gilbert again, we mentioned him, but Corey probably couldn't quite catch it in time.
It's a nice touch, wasn't it, from Felix Gilbert?
That's a tackle!
But the point I was making was, yeah, there are opportunities for players to develop late, and it's great to see them get the chances at clubs like these.
No.
Oh, get your breath back. That would have been something, wouldn't it? Oh.
Use it.
So Morgan Lloyd. He's kept that one on the field. So Gilbert Can have another look here. It's a good chase by Jordan Thomas. But Pooler are going to have to be wary now of Aberavon because they will strike. Strong carry, Luke Davis.
He's nowhere near the ball.
And this time they're going to take the aerial route. Just overcooked and a good mark call.
Just drop back, boys.
When do you make the decision on the mark, if you're going to call one?
10 it is. 10. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
I think
there we go.
It depends on the pressure coming. I think it's more about what the players around you are telling you. I think usually you rely on someone else's communication to tell you that it's the right thing to do. Especially there because
Jason
I think...
Cadw Cwmni fi. Your thoughts, first of all, Jason, on the last few minutes, breathless stuff, a chance you couldn't quite finish.
Yeah, it's what we talked about before the game. We want to play high tempo ball in play. We're going to keep the ball, and probably we should have finished the chance there. You know, we're creating chances and then making some basic errors and turning over ball. But you know, our aim is to hold on the ball, put Pontypool under pressure, make them defend. You know, multiple phases.
And credit to your defence that Pooler went for the post just to get some points on the board.
Yeah, our defence was really good there. I think that was a really pleasing aspect of our game. You know, the quality team. 9 was looking to snipe around the breakdown area, and we seem to have everything covered. And yeah, that was really pleasing.
No! And back to our commentators. Thank you, Diolch, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Lauren. Another penalty advantage coming here for Aberavon, and Smallman. Oh, he's managed to get a shoulder through there. No offload available. All started with a great Gwilym Evans carry. Now, big men out on the edge, and it's intercepted by Ian Jones.
Needs to roll away, allow the Jackalow onto the ball.
Now a decision to be made. Has the picture changed here, or do you strike while the iron's hot and go for that corner again?
I think going to the corner probably is the right decision. Yeah, I think they got all momentum in the game. They've looked dangerous from set piece, and they've looked pretty good every time they've had the ball in Pontypool's 22. So it's another opportunity for them to keep their foot on the throat here and apply some more pressure.
Gwilym Evans here attacking that seam. Good line from Ben Gregory.
Of course we are, yeah.
Yeah, what I like about Aberavon at the moment is they're trying to keep the ball alive. Not every offload has gone to hand, but you know that's the kind of risk you take.
More.
Taken well by Shay Smallman.
No, it's fine. It's spun this
and
way.
Now it is time for the big men.
Once. Break off, break off, break off.
Scored once from a similar position. Can they do it again? Aberavon placed down by Luke Davis. Now Joe Gage. Oh, nearly ripped. And a great counter-ruck from Pooler to try and turn this ball over, and they forced a knock-on. Excellent defensive pressure to keep the score at 7-3.
Time off. Can't play without this.
That is a couple of chances in the gold zone that have passed Aberavon by now, and with that, Pontypool will just start to get a bit of confidence, won't they?
Yeah, I think they will get a bit of confidence from that. I think they're probably speaking there in the huddle and saying that Aberavon have thrown absolutely everything at them for the first 27 minutes and they've only scored one try, so there's a positive in that, but I think equally they'll be saying we need to get down the other end of the field and apply some pressure of our own.
And in these games as well, because you look at form and Pooler, they've won 3 out of their last 5. For Aberavon, they've not won a game in 5. If there's a score in it and you get to 60 minutes, then 70 minutes, then 75 minutes, then that doubt comes in. The psychology is enormous.
It is, yeah, and winning is a habit as well. I think teams with momentum and teams that are comfortable with winning, particularly, you know, Aberavon probably looking for a win and trying to find a way to win, which is also difficult.
Clearance kick, plenty. Oh, looked like there was plenty of distance on it, but just outside the 22.
On the line then.
He is furious. He thought he got another 5-6 metres there, Kieran Meek, but well, I did say at the start wherever you're watching around the world. Great to have your company. But that is how you can get in touch at S4C Rugby. Make sure it's with an I, not a Y. And Super Rygbi Cymru is the hashtag. We love to hear from you. We genuinely love to hear from you. I know we've definitely got some people watching in Canada. It's just a global product, it is, Kieran. People loving the rugby.
It's more the better, isn't it?
And this is a great maul from Aberavon. Luke Davis has it at the back, still going. Pooler just about recovering, but it's the same maul. It's motoring towards the line. It's over the line. Adam Jones is under the post, and Luke Davis makes it 12-3. Patience, perseverance, points for the Wizards.
Probably thoroughly deserved as well, isn't it? I think the pressure they've put Pontypool under. They got repeat sets in the 22, asking Pontypool to exit, and then something we spoke about before the game was how prominent Pontypool's forwards were, and that was their kind of super strength, and that'll be a huge psychological advantage for Aberavon.
Watch Ellis Horgan here. He's tried to pinch this try. Well, you can't see it from this angle. You've got all the forward pack there, and you've got the scrum half trying to nick the ball off Luke Davis right at the end. Charlie Thomas makes it 14 points to 3, and it's no more than Aberavon deserve after half an hour.
Sponsored by Kings and converted by defence Charlie Thomas. Sponsored by NT Ramblers.
Interesting half an hour of rugby. So I've spoken to Lloyd Lewis about this actually when he's joined me for the English language comms. He's with Owain on Welsh language this evening, and he hates the fact that hookers get so many tries, because obviously he's out there on the ding-a-ling. He says grafting, as that's well taken, and now Pat Lewis looked like half a gap for him. Ben Gregory closes it quickly, but this better from Pontypool. Morgan Lloyd, little tip on from the big tight head, and Mahoney gets it out to Jordan Thomas, who is quick and into the 22. So it was Jarvis, not Thomas. Oh, quick ball and well taken by Mikey Herbert. Still Mikey Herbert! Oh, great strength! What a response from Pontypool. And Mikey Herbert closes the gap. So much determination to get that down.
It's probably frustrating for Aberavon. It's everything they spoke about not doing from the kick-off, but to be fair to Mikey Herbert, that's a great individual finish. I think he's got a lot of work to do there. I think the ball is probably slightly above his head, but it comes from the backs. I think they move the ball to the edge, and they're asking questions of Aberavon, and the ball is super quick here. And I think Mongoloid actually does really well to get that away, and Mikey Herbert does the rest. I mean, he never gives up in that tackle. He keeps his legs moving, and it's a great finish. And it makes the game more interesting. Psychologically now for Aberavon, it'll be a test of where they're at and where they want to be.
What did we say? The tries don't count till you exit. But what a response from Pooler. That's kept them right back in it. Big momentum swinger as well. Deeper this time. Lloyd. I tell you what. Thought that was coming into the commentary position then. You're going to have to show me how good your hands were.
It's pretty, it didn't come too close to me and closer to Lloyd.
Yes. Anyway, we were saying, weren't we? Lloyd hates the fact that hookers get so many tries. How do you feel about it?
Look, I think there's probably a balance, isn't there? And I think it's probably not the best looking try, but I think it's important to score points however you can, and there's a lot of work that goes into these driving mauls. I don't think people appreciate sometimes.
There are no pictures on a scorebook, as they say. Gwyneth Evans.
No.
Referee says no. Scott Matthews asked the question anyway. Bit of space out here to sprint into. Oh, the offload's gone forward.
Thank you. Just in touch, black line out.
The ball's gone into touch. We saw the attempted offload there, and it just goes on to what you were saying before about Aberavon wanting to play and wanting to take those perhaps 50-50s when other teams might wait for a 70-30 or an 80-20.
Yeah, and I think it's positive the way they're trying to play, isn't it? I think they're moving the ball, they're getting the ball to the edges. They're probably not quite accurate enough when they get the ball to the edges.
Oh, Luke Davis is going to chase his own kick. Harry Jarvis is there, likes a counter-attack himself, but opts for touch. They're like Netherlands in the 70s, aren't they, Aberavon? It's total football.
I think they're obviously told to express themselves when they go on the field, and I think it looks like a positive group to play in. I think they're all looking for those opportunities, whether it be to driving maul one. I think they've got a good variety in their game. I think they're trying to move the ball. They've scored a driving maul. The kicking game's been good. I think everything about Aberavon's been good, apart from that one kickoff.
Talk about an international game, right? We have got Kerry Williams watching in Canada. Croeso, great to have you. Oh, loose pass. Picked up, and now huge chance. The pass is in behind, but a lovely pickup from Matthews.
Yeah, I got it.
But
Always advancing, number 10 is in front of the kicker.
Kieran Meek in front. What a pickup, though, from Scott Matthews.
Number 10.
Aberavon, probably throwing a pass they probably didn't need to there, and probably quite fortunate in the end. But again, I think Pontypool are probably just picking up on opportunities at the moment, and they're not getting loads of the ball, but when they do from turnovers, they're looking dangerous.
By the time you've got
so we've got Kerry in Canada, and we've got Julian Toledo in Argentina. I'm trying to think. So is it bienvenue? Is that welcome in Spanish?
I don't know.
Either way, great to have you both on board. Keep getting in touch with us, and hopefully you're enjoying this game. A one-score game, 5 minutes to go until half-time. With that in mind, you'll probably have to make your way down to studio soon and leave me for the end of the half on my own. Are there more points in it? Brad Roderick steps back in to the conflict zone. Aberavon would love more points before half-time. They'll feel as though they should be more than one score ahead. As it stands, it's just a 4-point game. Another little dummy from Charlie Thomas. So good that he even sold the camera off. Scott Matthews with a hand on it.
He's won the ball. Black ball, black ball.
Oh, he's done very well there, Scott Matthews.
Black ball.
One hand, like a digger bucket. And then Aberavon offside. Pontypool are away here, and they've got numbers. Aberavon chasing back as Harry Jarvis feeds Marcus Jones back inside. Pat Lewis marauding across the 22. Oh, great turnover.
Really good turnover. His first man straight over the ball.
One for the scrum halves club. Alice Horgan saves the day.
His first man straight on the ball.
Not many scrum halves who turn that over. I'm certainly not one of them. A fair play to him. It's good play from Morgan Lloyd as well. I think, they've got a limited amount of possession, and sometimes a quick tap there is on because they haven't had much of the ball and they're looking to keep the ball. But I think it's opportunity override system sometimes, and he's seen an opportunity to go. And to be fair to Felix, he does very, very well there. He holds off, he buys himself time, and it's a great tackle.
And then that creates the opportunity. Looking in there like a barnacle on a boat, wasn't he? Just a reminder of what's coming up. Oh, Scorio. Some more Welsh football for you. Then the big one at the weekend. Ospreys versus Leon. I won't ask him whether or not he's starting, but I'd imagine the man stood next to me will be involved.
Advantage, collapse,
and then late. Cardiff versus Llansamwel on Sunday. But that is a huge game. Oh, great bump. Yeah, that's a huge shot. Yeah, massive game. Massive opportunity for Ospreys to fly the Welsh flag in the latter stages of the Challenge Cup. Big ball out wide. Oh, great pace. Lewis Jenkins, Corey Lewis Jenkins, still going. Jordan Thomas recovers.
Onside.
And what a chance now just before half-time. Joe Gage wrestles with the defenders. Flat ball. Gwillem Evans.
Winger's fine.
Crossfield kick. There's space here for Rhys Thomas. Oh, Thomas should have just backed himself, but he ends up scoring anyway. Rhys Thomas in the corner. Aberavon sweep forward. And it will be a 2-score game at half-time.
Again, being really, really positive with the way they're playing. I think getting the ball to the edges, getting the ball in their wingers' hands. Corey Lewis-Jenkins does really, really well. Shows some real gas to get on the outside there. And then it's about how they can keep the ball and keep the ball alive. I think I felt like they might have been turned over with the first carry, but they find a way to get the ball there. And it's a good finish in the end.
Well, I don't know what it is with blokes with the name Thomas or Thomas. Why hasn't he just backed himself into the corner there? Because Teddy Thomas had a stinker at the weekend, and Reece Thomas nearly had one there, but God, it's a good job he scored that one. Here's the conversion attempt. Oh, it's drifted across the face. 19-10. I feel as though I've put the mockers on them there by saying it'll be a 2-score game at half-time, because there's still 60 chaotic seconds left in this first 40.
Yeah, there is. And I think, obviously, what happened the last kick-off, they'll be very cautious on this one and just making sure they run down the clock and get to half-time from what's been a very positive first half for them.
Play on.
Joe Gage takes it. Last 30 seconds
You've swung around, play on.
of this first half. And what a first half it's been. Aberavon have always had the edge, but Pooler,
use it.
They are hanging in there. Oh, unlucky. Reece Thomas has nearly done something brilliant there.
Number 12, high tackle, 13.
Here we go then, penalty for Pooler. Last chance before half-time
13 guy, yeah.
to get some points on the board and make this contest even closer. Not a lot of room to work with. Kicking towards the sunset, and
on the line, boys.
Genuinely cannot emphasize enough how lovely the light is here. Port Talbot. Won't be.
You've just gone down. Up we get. No.
Won't be for long though.
Wait.
The floodlights are on.
What's the matter? Because he's back up now, so you're going to come
We
up
will
as well.
end the game in the dark.
Yeah, all good.
But for now, at least, dying embers of a beautiful day and a good game of rugby to enjoy.
Break away.
Pooler in the 22 to end the half. Will they end it over the whitewash? Nearly a minute. Oh, outstanding. Absolutely brilliant. Gwilym Evans gets another jackal turnover. And that is 2 that they've got now, Aberavon, with Pontypool in great positions inside the 22. And that'll take us to the end of the half. 3 tries for Aberavon, 1 away from the bonus point. Just the one from Pooler and a penalty means that it's a 2-score lead, but it is a tight game. Aberavon, desperate for a victory, would be their first after 5 consecutive defeats. It would take them into the top 6 above Bridgend, but a lot can happen in 40 minutes. But after 40 minutes, it's Aberavon 19, Pontypool 10.
Ch'mo be, mae 20 pwynt yn gwahanu'r ddau dîm yma ar y tabl. Pooler yn arwain yn 5, ond Aberavon heb os wedi cael y gorau o'r 20 munud cyntaf. Ar ôl rhediad gwych gan Corey Lewis-Jenkins, dyna fe, mae'r trydydd cais yn dod i Reece Thomas. Y tîm cartre nawr wedi hawlio'r trin, 1 i Pooler, a'r cais yma wedi agor bwlch o 9 pwynt. Noson hyfryd, rygbi gweddol deniadol hefyd. Aberavon a Jason Hyatt yn gweud bod nhw eisiau chwarae rygbi agored, cadw'r tempo'n uchel, a dyna be ni wedi gweld, Kieran.
Bendant. Fi'n credu maen nhw'n symud y pêl, maen nhw'n gofyn cwestiynau o Pontypool, cadw'r pêl yn fyw, a maen nhw'n disgwyl yn gret yn hanner cyntaf yna, war y teg yno. A
maen nhw'n edrych fel tîm sy'n nesu am y buddigoliaeth gyntaf falle Lloyd ar ôl colli 6 yn ôl.
Ie, maen nhw yn y sydd gyrru ar hyn o byd yn sicr, ond mae'r gêm yma mor agored. Chi'n gweld fyna Morgan Lloyd Yn 22 hun ac yn sydyn leid mae Pontypool bron a sgorio. Mae'r dau dîm yn edrych i chwarae rygbi heno yma, mae'n pleser i wylio.
Ie, Pŵl.
Fi oedd nhw'n dodwy lot o pwysau arno i Pontypool yn y 20 munud cyntaf yna, ac oedd rhywbeth angen ildio yn y pen draw, ac oedd e'n dda i gweld Aberavon yn cael rhywbeth o'r ymdrechion.
A nhw bron falle cael cais y tymor. Y cyfan Ciaran yn dod o'r 10, Charlie Thomas yn curo sawl amddiffynwr fan hyn.
Oedd o'n rygbi wych oedd cymerodd lawr rasgell y pêl, a symud y pêl a cadw'r pêl yn fyw fyd, fi'n credu, na beth oedd yn positif wedi y ffordd yn nhw'n mynd trwy cymalau fan hyn. A wedyn trio lledu'r pêl, a fi'n credu bod Felix wedi bod yn dda yn y hanner cyntaf, mae'n jyst gweld y saff dan y pêl, a mae'n gweld gwagle tu ôl fan hyn. Ar y noson arall, oedd y pêl yn aros lan, a bydde Cori wedi sgori yn y corner, felly bydd hwnna wedi bod yn cais wych.
Oeddi yr ymwelwyr yn gwely'n anodd cadw trefn yn amddiffynol?
Fi'n meddwl mae'r gêm mor agored. Mae'r ddau dîm ar y degau yn stryglo. Mae'r line breaks dros y lle i gyd, ond byddwn ni'n meddwl wedyn yn gweld Charlie Thomas fyna. Ar ôl siarad i Jason Gunnar yn siarad am symud y pêl. Mae'n amlwg bod y tîm ma gyda'r hawl i mynegu ei hun, a mae'n wych i weld oherwydd cyn i Charlie Thomas redeg fyna, bydd lot o pobl yn dweud cicio fe off. Ond mae'n cael y cyfle i ddangos beth mae'n gallu gwneud sy'n breath of fresh air.
A wedyn, Luke Davies yn tyrio am y cais nesaf. Aberavon unwaith eto yn cael ei gwobrwyo fan hyn am y pwysau maen nhw'n rhoi Pontypool o dan.
Ie, cyn y gêm, sôn ni am Pontypool a'i blaenwyr nhw a'r pŵer sydd yno, so fi'n credu bydd hwn yn hwb seicolegol enfawr i Aberavon ar gyfer yr ail hanner. Gwybod bod fi sgori ceisiau fel hyn, achos mae adeiladu pwysau trwy ysgarfau symudol wedi bod yn wych.
A nhw sy'n ennill y frwydr dactegol, Lloyd?
Bys ni'n dweud yn ymwedig yn y 20 munud gyntaf, oedd y rygbi i gyd lawr yn 22 Pontypool, a oedd Aberavon yn bendant yn trechu nhw yn y gêm cicio yn sicr.
A wedyn Mikey Herbert yn taro nôl, 1 munud 14 eiliad. Dwi'n meddwl dyma be maen nhw'n galw yn coach killer yn Saesneg, Ciaran.
Ie, fi'n credu, o'n nhw'n sôn am beth i na cyn y gêm, y gêm lan yn Pontypool, oedd sgori cais a wedyn ildio cais. Ond mae'n ein wych fan i dal ar pêl, a wedyn mae'r tipyn o fe'n neud i croesi'r llinell, mae'n cadw i drad ei fynd, a mae'n sgori cais yn wych yn y diwedd.
Fi'n ffrindiau dad a Mikey Bwy Cymra'n hefyd, mae fe'n chwaraewr gwych, a mae fe'n dyn gwych hefyd, ond mae fe wastad yn chwarae mor ffyrnig, oedd yn curo 3 dyn fyna, mor pwerus, a mae hwnna'n beth mae'n gallu gwneud.
Ti'n fachgen brysur hyn o Lloyd, ni'n adael i ti fynd i wneud cwpl o gyfweliadau, a ni'n mynd i troi'n sylw nawr at beth sydd i ddod ar S4C dros yr wythnosau nesaf. Digon o chwaraeon i chi. Ni'n gwybod bod Pildrod byw wrth i Drenewydd groesawu Aberystwyth i Barc Latham. Bydd y tîm cartre yn ceisio osgoi yr un ffawd ac Aberystwyth sydd eisoes wedi disgyn o'r JD Premier. Rygbi byw nos Sadwrn o'r Swansea.com wrth i'r gwylch herio Leon yn rownd 8 ola cwpan her Ewrop. A daw tymor y brif adran i ben gyda gêm fyw o Stadiwm Dinas Caerdydd wrth i'r pencampwyr wynebu Llansawel. Reit, mae yna un cais ni heb weld, cais Rhys Thomas, trydydd cais y tîm cartre, a hwn i gyd yn dod o Cori, y gwrnith o'n i trafod cyn y gêm.
Maen nhw wedi lledu'r pêl a wpo'r pêl yn ei dwylo fe, a mae'n dangos cyflymder gwych i mewn rownd yr amddiffyn fyna, a wedyn maen nhw'n cadw'r pêl. Mae'r cic let draws yn opsiwn wych fan hyn gan Thomas, a fi'n credu falle yn gormeddwl sut i roi'r pêl lawr yn y cornel, ond maen nhw'n heiddi'r cais na achos y pwysau maen nhw wedi rhoi ar Pontypool yn hanner cyntaf.
Reit, wel, mae Lloyd wedi mynd ar grwydr i gwrdd a cwpl o drigolion lleol sy'n mynd ar daith enfawr a phwysig i Sbaen yn ystod yr haf.
Fi yng Nghymru special iawn fan hyn, 2 aelod o'r tîm rygbi gallu amrywiol y Port Talbot Panthers, Jonathan ac Adam. Jonathan, I'll start with you. Tell the viewers about Port Talbot Panthers and the exciting summer you have ahead.
So Talbot Panthers were a mixed ability rugby team, playing out of Aberavon Green Stars. So we've got a very diverse group of players, veterans who have played the game for 20-30 years, down to people new to the game, from 18 up to the age 70. And essentially we provide rugby playing opportunities for people with physical disabilities and mental health issues. And the exciting summer is we've been selected to represent Talbot in the World Cup of Mixed Ability.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And you're playing teams like Belgium, Spain, France. How much are you looking forward to this opportunity?
The boys are thrilled, yeah. We're playing mixed ability teams from all around the world.
Yeah, brilliant. And Adam, I'll come to you. How important is this for you locally, as a community, and for you personally?
It's very important because it gives people that haven't had a chance to play and express themselves. It gives people self-independence, the people never had a chance to play rugby and socialise. It gets people out the house, it gets people away from their addictions, any bad habits they may have. It's not about winning, although winning may be the cherry on top and it might help people boost their confidence. It's about seeing people who are vulnerable thrive, get out the house, socialise, learn to protect themselves, and that's the main thing about getting involved. And it's good for parents because then they don't have to worry about their younger sons and teenagers that go out and try to look after themselves.
It's a brilliant cause, a brilliant occasion. You have 3 teams going out there. How excited are you to get over there?
Well, to be honest, it's a privilege. Yes, I'm very excited, but to be around a great group of people, the Panthers, the physios, and everyone else has helped us get here, it means a lot. And now that I'm here, I wanted to say thank you to our supporters, our sponsors, and to everyone that contributed.
Fantastic. A mae Merched Cymru yn cymryd rhan hefyd. Mae fe'n achlysur gwych pob lwc. All the best, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, lads.
A mae Merched Cymru wedi hefyd troi anreg bach I fi fy'n adra I gerdded y ci yn ystod y boreoedd oer. Mae dal amser I ti gael rhywbeth cyn diwedd y gêm, Ciren. Ond newn ni droi'n sylw nawr at gêm enfawr y gweilch yng Nghwpan Her Ewrop. Chi drwodd i'r cwarteri, chi nawr yn gorfod gwynebu Lyon Pnawn Dydd Sadwrn ar ôl y fuddugoliaeth wych yma yn erbyn y Scarlett. Ond yn ôl Mark Jones, nid y perfformiad 80 munud, Ciren, felly lle I wella to?
O bendant lle I gwella, a fi'n credu bod wedi bod y stori am y cwpl o gêm oedd diwetha, hyd yn oed ennill yn Glasgow. Middi Connaught, gytre, so ni still yn credu bod ni wedi rhoi perfformiad llawn gyda'i gilydd, ond mae'r boes yn gyffroes, mae wedi gyda hyder yn y grŵp. A ni'n disgwyl i'r cwpan fel rediad, a mae'r boes yn positif yn bwyty fe.
Lle gweud bod ti'n mwynhau dy rygbi, a bod y tîm fyd o dan Mark, be mae fe di newid?
Fi'n credu beth mae Mark wedi dod mewn na, ddim yn rwydd yr adeg pan dath e mewn, o'n i ddim wedi cael canlyniadau gret, ond fi'n credu beth mae fe wedi siarad beth i'n neud yw ware yn ffordd gwahanol, felly a gofyn fwy o cwestiynau o'r amddiffyn. Fi'n credu mae'r sgrym a'r llinell o hyd wedi bod na gyda'r gweilch, ond mae fwy I gêm ni nawr.
Ie, ar gyfer Sialen yn sgorio 4 cais y gêm, ond beth am eich gwrthwynebwyr? Lyon, 7fed yn y top carsors, be wyt ti'n gallu dweutho'r gwylwyr amdanyn nhw?
Maen nhw tîm sy'n ware o ar momentum, really. Tîm sy'n disgwyl I gymryd I cic y gosb yn gyflym, llinellau cyflym, a dadlwytho'r pel. So, ni'n disgwyl gêm corfforol iawn. Mae gyda ni cwpl o bethau I ddangos I nhw fyd y ffordd ni mewn ar y gêm a gobeithio symud nhw rownd.
A sôn am y ranbarth, mae un o'ch cyn chwaraewyr chi, Maswr Cymru, Llew hefyd, Dan Bigger wedi cyhoeddi'r wythnos yma bod wedi ymddeol o rygbi yn gyfan gwbl. A cochi, wedi chwarae sawl gêm yn y Crys Coch gyda Dan, 112 o gapiau iddo fe. Gair, mae wedi bod yn was ffyddlon yn dywau sawl Crys.
Mae wedi, a credu mae'r effaith mae fe wedi cael yn y gêm yng Nghymru, yn y gweilch, a pob clwb mae wedi bod ar ôl ni. Chwaraewr bydd y Cymru falle licio cael rown nawr, digon o profiad I fe cael y gorau mas o chwaraewyr rown I fe, a dde'n gret I cael yn y grŵp a chwarae teg I fe, mae wedi cael gyrfa enfawr a mae wedi bod yn wych.
Unrhyw stori gyda ti amdan neu hyd yn oed y hoff atgol? Un ti'n gallu gweud yn fyw ar yr awyr?
Yr atgofion cored gyda Dan, ennill y 6 gwlad, a'r taith na mas I De Africa. Y tro cyntaf ni ennill mas hwnna, a dde'n rhan enfawr hwnna fyd.
Ie, yn 2022 am daith. Reit, dyna ni, ni'n mynd I droi'n sylw nawr at Lloyd Lewis, sy'n yng nghwmni Jason Hyatt.
Yeah, dwi'n meddwl Jason Hyatt, prif hyfforddwr Aberavon wrth gwrs. Right, Jason, how do you find that first half? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent standard rugby. It was end-to-end stuff. A little bit disappointed that we didn't finish chances, but when you play in high-tempo rugby like that, you're going to make there are going to be mistakes, and I think we capitalised a couple of times on just our ability to sort of reform in those areas.
Yeah, well, it was definitely very entertaining. All the best for the rest of the game, mate. Thank you very much, top man.
Right, dwi a fi'n cael gwesau arbennig nawr. Dyn y cogydd Cymru Dyn, tra bod chi yn mwynhau'r hael hanner, dwi yn mynd I mwynhau pay corned beef, won some awards. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, all the rugby fans around this league all comment on a forum saying this is the best food in the division.
Okay, right, wel mae'r tîmau'n aros amdano fi I fita'r pai, so well I ni ail ymuno'n tîmau sylwebu, there's English language commentary available. A nawr mae Kieran Hardy mynd I ymuno Dave a mae Lloyd Lewis yn ymuno Owain Gwynedd.
If you can get a message down to Kieran Hardy to bring that pie up here before Lauren Jenkins polishes it all off, it would be greatly appreciated. The best pie in the league here at Aberavon, the award-winning pie. Well, they're hoping for an award-winning team. Of course, the league table at the moment. Cardiff, they're at the top of it. Ebbw Vale just in behind. But when it gets to the sharp end of the season, anybody can win. And I said it before at the top of the show, there's this underdog mentality about Aberavon, and they feel if they can get into this top 6, they can be a match for anyone. There's Gwilym Evans with the carry there. Presents that ball to Horgan. Now, out the back it goes. And if Aberavon could get this bonus point wrapped up just before the half, that looked a little bit messy there.
Now release through. Not clear.
Pooler thought there might have been a knock on there. Alas, Ben Gregory, scorer of the first try. It's got pretty dark pretty quickly here.
Touch
Joe Gage
Black.
forced onto the boot. Oh, knock on.
And off the knee again.
Oh, and then off the knee. Jarvis, he is quick. Jarvis, the offload. Oh, not quite gathered. And it's picked up by Charlie Thomas. He goes for the boot. Where's this one bouncing? Joel Mahoney back there on his own. And he's forced into the clearance inside the 22, and a little bit of chaos there. Just ends up in a clean kick to touch.
Honest, I wasn't sure there, that's why I didn't say anything. Sometimes it's better to say nothing.
So, oh yeah, off the knee. It was a great call by Adam Jones. And then Harry Jarvis, he is super quick, isn't he? Again, throws the offload. The right shout just didn't quite go to hand. And now Luke Davis can find Shay Smallman.
In the 5. Once.
And the ball doesn't get off to the quickest of starts. So Ellis Horgan finds Gage. Gage out to Thomas. He's got Felix Gilbert in some space. Gilbert tries to take the long way around again. He opts to drop it on the toe. It's a good kick that turns Harry Jarvis, but Jarvis recovers well.
Onside then, step.
It's another of those nice little touches in behind from Felix Gilbert. But it's a fruitless one. And now up to Pooler to exit. Kieran Hardy's back up here, and he's pileless, and I am fuming. He left Lauren with all that scran. Unbelievable.
It's part of being an athlete, isn't it, unfortunately.
Well, you might well be. There is one athlete in this commentary group. Did it smell good at least?
Oh, it looked very good, I got to be honest. Nearly as good as the burger and chips you had before.
Oh, come on. Sorry, if you just listen quietly, that is the sound of me being dragged under the bus. So a scoreless opening 3 minutes, but the early indicators look like this one might open up in the second half, and we'll see who that will benefit. Nudge into no man's land. Bouncing ball. Oh, charge down, big chance. Gwilym Evans can't get there. Oh,
22, taken into in goal by Blue.
Nearly.
Very close in the end, wasn't it? I think, you know, the rugby ball bouncing, you never really know where it's going to end up. But I think Gwilym Evans' try has been pretty much everything that's been good about Aberavon. You know, he hasn't given up on anything. No lost causes, look good in attack. I think we highlighted him before the game. He said he was excited for this game, and he's shown it, I think, tonight.
He's one player for the Wizards that Chris Davis will take a lot of credit for. Coached him at Cardiff Uni, brought him here to Aberavon, and he is threatening on both sides of the ball. Wales under 20. Oh, don't kick it into your own man.
Accidental offside. 10 has kicked it into 5. Who was in front?
Shay Smallman. Desperately unlucky. And that is going to knock the wind right out of you as well, isn't it? Watch this.
It's always good to watch as a neutral, isn't it? I think if you're either one of them two, it's probably not a great situation to be in. But you know, unfortunately, those kind of things do happen, don't they? But you know, Pontypool have got an opportunity here now, especially after half time. It's interesting to see what they would have spoken about and what they wanted to change.
Same standards, boys.
Man of the match last week. Great hair as well. That's the good lid, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Pains me to say it, but it is. You know, I think looks very, very good.
That's not going anywhere.
Wonder if it'll last.
I think it will. Hopefully, he might have to put a bit of Just for Men in it eventually, but alas. Change at tight head.
Set
for Pooler. Kelvin Williams coming on. Everyone now. Nobody on the short side for Pooler. They're using Jordan Thomas as a battering ram off his wing. Try and launch things. Now Lloyd. Scott Matthews. Great ball, great line. Mahoney scoops it over the top. Jarvis is going to score. Clinical and direct from Pooler, and they are right back in business.
They definitely are, and I think what they've probably done off that scrum is just be very direct and make sure they kept the ball. Speed of ball was good. They probably run a bit of shape on the outside, but again, it's through the middle of Aberavon, which they probably won't be too happy with. I think probably it's a good line. In fairness to him, he runs a very good line, but I think Aberavon probably a bit disappointed with that. But it's good rugby to finish it in the end, isn't it? They offload and get it to Harry Jarvis.
Well, Jarvis has looked like he's been ready to explode at every opportunity today.
Yeah, it's been limited ball for them, hasn't it, the back three? They haven't really had many phases.
Great kick. Great kick. And 19-17, that scoreboard squeezed. And so a change at playmaker for Aberavon. Ed Dunford. Ed Dunford coming on at outside half, wearing number 17. They've got no respect for the subs jerseys, Aberavon. None at all.
I think Scott Whitlock's actually on the field as well.
Yeah.
The scrum half at 16.
At 16, yeah.
Now, many moons ago, I was playing against Aberavon, and they did the same. They did the same thing, and I don't know why they've never changed it, but they don't seem to follow the traditional route, do they?
A bit of fun, isn't it? The most bamboozled I've ever been commentating on rugby was Leicester Tigers Academy. Do you remember before the game went pro, when Leicester used to have letters, not numbers, on the back? Their academy still do numbers. It sent me sideways. Absolutely sent me sideways. Here come Aberavon, breaking away. Luke Davis does well to stay in field there. The touchline was looming. And Gwilym Evans puts them in a good position. Whitlock at scrum half, wearing 16. And Aberavon looking to restore that 2-score lead. Whitlock to the left. Here's Luke Davis, whose little burst from the maul started it all. Whitlock, little snipe, not a lot of space there for Rhys Thomas.
It's just the competition. Play on.
Oh, no space for Ben Gregory. Thought he was Mike Phillips for a second, didn't he? Darting up the short side. But he runs into a cul-de-sac.
No, sorry, on me.
Again, good though from Aberavon. I think driving maul's been very good for them today.
Jordan Thomas. A shade high, perhaps. Good line out.
Inside the 15, he's fine.
What a big, big carry.
Hold in front. Let him get
And the
played
kick
on.
high into the stands.
Very, very neat and tidy there from Pontypool. I think it's a great carry to get him over the gain line, and it makes that kick so much easier for the halfbacks when you're on the front foot and you've got momentum. And I think they get out there very cleanly and ask Aberavon to throw something else at them, because I think they've stepped up the physicality definitely in the second half, Pontypool.
We're making a back row replacement.
When you're ready.
Oh, Pooler. Callum Davis coming on. 5 in the line out then.
No compete, play on, no compete.
There's a lot going on in that line-out for a back ball as Dunford chips that into space. Well taken by Lewis Jenkins. A little bit of magic from Ed Dunford, and that's what he's all about. And here he is on the ball, right out to the edge, but forward. Let it go, Raf. Coming up to 10 minutes of the second half. Lauren Jenkins.
Cadw cwmni fi. Tom i ddechrau, wel, 2 bwynt sydd enni ar hyn o bryd. Faint o hyder chi'n cymryd o'r ffaith chi'n gafodd cais cyntaf ail hanner yma?
Ie, siarad ni yn yr yn hanner amser, sori, yn gweud bod ni ddim yn chwarae'n dda, ond ni yn y gêm gyda 19-10. Fi'n credu beth sy'n bwysig i ni, dim ond bod ni'n cael tiriogaeth, fi'n credu bod ni'n iawn i chwarae gormod o'r gêm yn hanner yn unan, ond bendant, ni'n sgori gyntaf, mae'n bwysig, pwysau'r Aberavon.
Aberavon di sôn lot am eisiau cyflymu'r bel, chwarae rygbi agored. Dydy hynny'n siwtio chi heno?
Fi'n credu mae fe, ond mae fe ar termau ni, really. Pan i ni angen arafu'r gêm, ydyn ni gwybod bod hen bennau mas sy'n gwybod fel i wneud na, ond fi'n credu, falle bod fe'n rwydd gweud bod Pontypool traddodiadol yn moyn chwarae gêm arall, os ond dyw probably hwnna ddim yn wir os ti'n edrych ar yr ystadegau ran ball in play, y ffordd yr arddull i ni'n chwarae, so ni'n eitha cyfforddus yn chwarae gêm tempo uchel os mae fe'n mynd i fod fel yna, ond dim ond bod fe'n ar termau ni, really.
Brilliant, diolch yn fawr, Tom.
Well, with that, the ball has gone straight into touch from Morgan Lloyd, and that's probably the first mistake he's made today.
Yeah, it is, and I think he's probably controlled the game pretty well, hasn't he, from 9. I think the halfbacks, I think what Tom actually spoke about there was they probably didn't have enough territory in the first half to be effective at what they spoke about doing, so I think they're looking for the territory to apply pressure to Aberavon, and you know, he's unfortunate there, but on another day that goes down the field in the right area.
Well, Ed Dunford on at 10, we saw him there as well, Pooler managed to pinch that, but oh, what a clear out that is. Got a little bit tasty, and there is a much better energy about Pontypool in this half as Pat Lewis tries to put the burners on, and Brad Roderick just about scrags him down.
Let it go. 23's taking him to ground past the breakdown.
Well, that second one was penalised, but there is definitely a bit more, let's call it needle around the breakdown with Pontypool in the second half.
Yeah, they've definitely come out full of energy, haven't they? And they're asserting themselves on the game. I think they've been far more physical since coming out for the second half, and I think they're probably trying to show that in the breakdown.
Dunford has been ambitious, and he's missed. Oh, it's just about got touch. It was a heck of an effort to keep it in, and that is actually a brilliant kick.
I think that's what you want from your 10, isn't it? I think for a team that's fairly low on confidence since Christmas time, a team that is struggling to find a way to win, I think you've got to go for it, and I think if he gets that right, we're all celebrating it, and they're 5 metres out on a great position.
He's going through some old records, and Ed Dunford was Wales under-18 international in a backline with the likes of Johan Lloyd and Lewis Rees-Zammit. Great to have him in this team, in this league, doing things like that.
Break off.
Another break off from Davis. Again, those short steps, drives those legs. He's tough to stop.
No hands.
Quick ball, and Rhys Thomas. One try already, doesn't get a second. They've missed out Gwilym Evans. Used another big truck instead. Now a little pump pass. Oh, it could have gone instead. Frankie Jones held on. Whitlock has a little look. Lewis March is on. That's his first touch in attack. Feel like Aberavon need to get something from this visit. Smallman gets met.
He's trapped, play the ball, he's trapped.
Big effort in defence here from Pooler now. Ed Dunford puts the width on it, but there's no one on the edge. Saw the space, but didn't see the jersey to claim it.
And I think it's good play from Aberavon, and they're going through the phases there. I think they probably needed that one extra pass there, and I think they're probably walking it in the corner. And then it comes to a stage where maybe they're forcing it a little bit, trying to find the quickest route to the try line instead of keeping the ball and going through the phases.
You're just waiting for the left winger to run onto that, aren't you? So we were talking about Gwilym Evans earlier and how he's having a great game, and he had 4 caps for Wales under-20s. But there was one game where he played against France, and The French team,
Time
it was a
back on them,
suicide
boys.
mission. The French team, they had Pasolo Tuolagi in the second row, Oscar Jégu in the back row. The two scrum halves were Baptiste Junot and Louis Carbonneau. Louis Bielbiere played 15. And the centres were Gaetan and Paul Coste. Best of luck.
Yeah, and those are all boys that have kicked on this season, haven't they? And playing in the top 14. And I think that the replacement 9, that Leo Carbonneau, is actually signed for Racing next year from Brive. So there's obviously a lot of talent in that French under-20s group, and it would have been a tough game for those boys.
It was. It really
equally,
was.
you look at the Wales team there, there's a lot of good players in there.
Yeah, boys who've kicked on. You've got Ryan Woodman, Dylan Kelleher-Griffiths who are going well at Dragons now. Morgan Morse, Dan Edwards.
Cam Winnett even.
Yeah. Even Cian Abrahams had a few as well. Mackenzie Martin at Cardiff. And then Shea Hope, who's had a few games with the Dragons too. So that under-20s pathway definitely providing talent. There's that one. Goes straight out. A lot of pressure there on Morgan Lloyd. And that's just a couple that he's skewed. So a tight head replacement for Aberavon. Geraint James off. Morgan James on. There he is, stood at the front of the line out as they go to the back. Good ball for Whitlock. Dunford sends this one high. Big chase from Gage. Gage.
Play on. Knock on advantage, Black.
It's a knock on off Aberavon, and this could be
over.
Problems here because Pontypool look dangerous on the counter-attack. I feel like the next score in this game is going to be absolutely enormous, and if it does go to Pontypool, are Aberavon going to have the character to come back as Pat Lewis gets cut in half? Great tackle, Felix Gilbert.
No hands now, Blue.
Gwillem Evans went fishing for that one. Didn't find anything. Mikey Herbert's knocked that on.
Blue.
Ben Gregory can come away with it. Thinks about the pass, but then thinks better of it.
Let it go.
A lot of Pontypool bodies there, not moving a huge amount. Another little nudge for Dunford.
Advantage is over.
Oh, and that's bounced up into the hands of Jordan Thomas, and he drops it on the toe. Big chase back here. Lewis Jenkins under a bit of pressure. Oh, Morgan Lloyd unlucky not to get that.
Look at these 9s on the Jackal tonight.
Well, if they're setting a precedent, mate, you better get your hamstrings warm because there's a big weekend coming up.
I think I'm slightly on the older generation on these boys, but
that is a good clearance hit. Let's take a look at the table as it stands then, because the top 6 is the ambition for Aberavon, and if the full-time whistle went now,
take a line, boys.
They would sneak into 6th place, one below Pontypool, but there is a big points difference. So Pontypool with that top 6 guaranteed, and Aberavon with it all to play for. There's the Brains Trust.
Knock on advantage, Blue.
Little knock on and a decent take there on the bouncing ball. How well has Luke Davis carried in those close quarters? He looks a nightmare to tackle, yeah. Where's this one bouncing? It's a great kick in the end.
50-22, is it?
It's a great kick. You've seen the space earlier. I can see him looking over the top, and you know the bounce of the ball as well. I think it puts massive pressure on Pontypool and asking him to exit again.
No, we play on,
it's a great decision by Scotty, who I've spent a lot of time with because he's been with the Ospreys this year, and it's probably a part of his development is playing this level and learning, you know, those lessons about how to run a game and keep pressure on opposition.
Another good line out then.
Tackle!
From Pooler, they use Ian Jones as the battering ram.
Okay, stop in front, hold, just stop for me, thank you.
Lewis Jenkins. Gilbert. Frankie Jones. Good feet. and March. Kelvin Williams, the replacement tight head, making that tackle. Now Dunford to the line, fires that out, fizzing pass.
Play on, backwards by Black.
Off a Black hand, and now where's the space here for Aberavon? If there is space, Joe Gage realises that the next phase is a good decision, but that is some turnover from Scott
Matthews. Exactly the same as I rewarded you for over there. Holding on.
Well, there wasn't much of a clear out, but there was still work to be done by Matthews there.
Yeah, showing all of his experience there. I think he gets over the ball pretty quickly. Doesn't give Aberavon any chance to clean him out. I think he's gone through a lot of work tonight, Scott Matthews. He's been very prominent in everything that's been good about Pontypool. You just feel like Pontypool are probably getting the best of the big moments at the moment. Finishing every sequence seems to be Pontypool on the up.
Just the one converted try from Harry Jarvis in the 20 minutes of the second half. Game on a knife edge.
Maul.
Big moment here then for both Pontypool and Aberavon as Connor Chapman looks to march them into the 22 off the back of the heavy work of the pack. Rodri Cole on at scrum half now after Morgan Lloyd gave us nearly an hour.
Same Maul, and he's through the middle.
Now Aberavon might have spoiled this. Well played.
Down by this player as he's gone down. Number one has just ripped the ball.
Huge moment for Aberavon there, turning that ball over. I think, you know, Pontypool probably going back to what we all thought was their strength, being the forwards game and the physicality. But it's a massive turnover for Aberavon there and a chance to relieve pressure now.
Let's go, boys.
It's great to have you here because you play a key but almost helpless role in this environment. At what point do you realise that ball isn't coming?
It's a difficult one to balance because I've also been on the other side of it where they're saying, why are you taking that out when it's going forward? There's probably a feel for the game. I think the more you're behind it, the more you recognise if the forwards have broken through your seams or they're looking like they might be able to hold it up. If the ball's at the back, if you've got advantage, there's a lot of things go into it. And it's just about knowing the decision by past experiences, I guess.
So Luke Pollock comes on. He's on loan from Cardiff, and that's a first touch for him. He's on for the captain. Suggestion of a high tackle there, but referee says play on. Again, Aberavon looking to play inside their own 22. Some say it's risky, but it's all part of what they do here in this part of the world. But he seems like a good get. Luke Pollock, former Ulster age group, and he's been involved with Ireland Sevens as well. Touched in the air, so Rodri Cole can send Buster Bodkin barrelling into defenders. Oh, another
exactly the same picture,
outstanding turnover. Is that Luke Pollock over that one? And 10 more metres for the chat.
13.
Big impact in the game for the new wizard. It's getting tense out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is getting tense. It's getting to that point of the game, isn't it, where every moment matters, every decision matters, and you know that's a big moment for Aberavon, turning the ball over in the corner and then managing to get another penalty here, and I think probably shows the frustration in Pontypool giving another 10 metres, and Aberavon will be very pleased to be in this part of the field where they can have another go at them.
Getting to that point where I got arrogant about the sun as well, and I wish I'd brought a coat. Aberavon, here is Luke Pollock, pulls it out the back, really nicely timed ball. They miss out Dunford this time. Frankie Jones is off his wing, just drifting towards that touchline. Whitlock. Lewis March. 16 minutes to go. Another Luke Davis carry. Oh, my goodness me. He's got gain line all night.
Placed it into him. No, Luke.
Ben Gregory. Well, Callum Davis not far away from turning that ball over. Backwards off Whitlock, but it wasn't clean. Mikey Herbert, nearly. Pontypool going hard after these breakdowns. Gwilym Evans, lovely hands from Evans to Luke Davis. March again. It is heavy and blunt work from him. Aberavon, bit of renewed energy, but not really getting the game line they want. Dummy from Rhys Thomas as Scott Matthews. Oh, he's won it again. He is having a serious game at the breakdown. Here's Scott Matthews. So good. What's happening here? What's Adam Jones got to say?
Language is not appropriate, okay? It's a penalty here. Yeah, have a word with 16 as well, please.
Well, he's sitting down, Scott Matthews. Hopefully it's not an injury. Hopefully it's just a rest, because, oh my goodness me, he is having a game.
Yeah, and he's finding ways to influence the game as well, isn't he? I think he's turned the ball over a few times for Pontypool at crucial times. He's getting them back into the game.
Aberavon and cadw cwmni fi. Chris, 2 points in it, a bit too close for comfort from the coach's box at the minute.
Yeah, really frustrated at the moment. We seem to, well, Pontypool are doing really well at the contact area. I'm not too sure how they're getting away with some of the stuff they're doing, but we've got to solve some problems, and we're not doing that very well at the moment. So, yeah, slowing things up for us, and we look a bit frustrated out there at the moment.
You have got yourself into the 22, into good positions. Is it final pass at times is costing you?
No, as I said, I think it's the contact area. The final passes are good, and they're just making a bit of a mess out of our contact area. We're not going forward very well. So it's us. It's an us problem, and we need to problem solve a bit better.
And is that main problem then Scott Matthews?
Yeah, well, Scott's been around a long time. He knows what he's doing in those contact areas, that's for sure. But he's one of the culprits. But as I said, it doesn't matter how good the jackler is. We've got to deal with the problems, and we're not doing that very well.
And look, it's been a busy week for you with Cardiff University yesterday. Head of rugby, head coach. How are the celebrations? 2 great wins.
Yeah, we had a good day for Cardiff University. I haven't heard, my phone hasn't gone off this morning about any danger last night, so I'm hoping everyone's safe and sound. I think they're doing a rollover today, so yeah, if my phone's quiet, it's all good news, I think.
Did you see any karaoke bars yourself?
I didn't go out. No, I'm not allowed out, so I'm all good.
True professional, you had a big game to attend today. Diolch yn fawr.
Okay, thanks, Lauren.
Lovely, thanks, Chris.
He is sticking to that story that he didn't go out last night.
Substitutions, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 14
but his team,
as well. 14 as well.
His team beat their main rivals 69-0 at the Principality Stadium.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard to stay in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it would.
You know, I don't doubt him. If there's no pictures, then there's no cases there, really. So,
correct.
I think that's what he's got to stick to.
No harm, no foul. Well, Adam Jones is doing a good job of refereeing this game. He's just trying to keep a lid on it because it is getting tense, and he's punishing teams. And it could punish Pontypool here because Aberavon are in the 22 and they're away again with Davis. Wrestled towards the line. He's being choked out there. Over the line. Is it down? Yes, it is. Massive try. Massive moment. And for all the fluid rugby that Aberavon have played, it is the big men doing the damage. 24-17, a bonus point try. And with less than 15 minutes to go, how big, how important is that moment?
It's a massive, massive moment again. I think Luke Davis has been unbelievable off the back of those mauls tonight, giving them go forward, beating defender after defender. And I'm not actually sure who scored. I can't see a number. It doesn't matter. It's the big boys doing all the hard work there, and you know, Luke Davis getting them on the front foot as he's done all night.
Tom Mabley, the big loose head, getting over. And Ed Dunford now with the kick to take it beyond the converted try. Well, he scored over 100 points this season. He is a trusty boot. And 26-17. It's not quite breathing room, but it's looking a little bit more comfortable now for the Wizards.
Substitution. 11. Okay, when you're ready then. Let's go then.
Important restart this, and it starts with a clean catch. Good chase
Tackle!
by Callum Davis. He makes the tackle again.
No.
Pooler going hard after it.
Roll away. The tackler has to make a clear effort to roll away.
Well, there have been a couple of those tonight.
Yeah, there has, and I think Pontypool are probably looking for a way into the game, probably chasing things now a little bit. With the score what it is, and the time on the clock, I think they're probably chasing a couple of decisions.
No, it's in touch.
Every kick to touch that Ed Dunford's had, Pontypool have thought they're in with a chance here.
Yeah. I think, to be fair to him, he hasn't wasted much on any kick, has he? I think he's probably cut the fine a few times as well, but look, he's getting his team up the field, and the forwards will be happy with that.
Well, they're back in the Pooler half. Communicating well. He's really tried to spread the play, hasn't he? It's not worked out yet, but it feels like it's only one ball away from being brilliant.
Yeah, what he has done as well is probably put a couple of kicks in behind on the first phase, asking Pontypool to go backwards. He's tried to move the ball. I think he's been a real positive influence for Aberavon since coming on.
Oh, good shot, but well ridden. International spectators, we've got Mike Gage watching in Spain. Great to have you on board, Mike.
Tackle!
He's an Aberavon fan, so he'll be happy so
now.
far, but just feels like there's another sting in this game, and it could go either way. March assesses the situation and then goes forward.
It's a croc roll. Number 20.
Oh, don't give him the ball.
Croc roll, 21.
Oh, Scott Matthews is just about hanging on, but I think he and everyone involved in this club knows how important it is that he's on the pitch for as long as he possibly can be.
Time off for the head injury. We're just going to stop for the head
But
injury.
I feel as though they've made the substitution already, because
just under 10.
Buster Bodkin has come on.
Okay, yeah, so time off then. We'll make sure it's serious, yeah.
Great rugby name, Buster Bodkin, isn't it? You're destined to play in the engine room. Plenty of rugby to come. Highlights. And then Bridgend versus Llandovery next Thursday. And the wild card round on the 24th of April, which is the one that Aberavon are trying to avoid. You finish in the top 6, you avoid the wild card round.
Aberavon replacement, Ashton Evans.
Lots of good rugby as we come to the business end of the season. And if that wasn't enough, there is more. It's wall-to-wall sport. Newtown against Aberystwyth on Saturday, Scorio. Then Ospreys versus Leon, that is 5:15 on Saturday.
9 minutes.
And then Cardiff against Llansamel on Sunday. All live sport for you to get your teeth into. Rugby and football. And that is the race run for Scott Matthews, but another good job, well done. What a brilliant rugby player he is. As they go straight down the channel of Ed Dunford, searching for the score. That would bring them closer again into the last 10 minutes. Oh, here we go. Referee reaching
really
for the pocket.
Cynical. It's a cynical action. You're off your feet slapping the ball. Cynical, 13. Off his feet, hitting the ball out the hat.
And that is a big moment. Brad Roderick is sent to the bin. So Aberavon will end this game with 14 on the pitch, defending a 9-point lead. The penalty is kicked to the corner. And this has just got interesting. Oh yeah, he can't have any dispute about that, can he?
No, he can't.
Right, big moment. Big line out. Pooler go into the maul. This is where they can cause damage. Evan Wood has it tucked under the arm. Rodri Cole wants it, and he goes early. Meek to the line. Mahoney. Again, a massive clear out. That's about 3 meters beyond the ball, but doesn't matter. Mikey Herbert goes. He takes some stopping. He's shown us that already with his try in the first half. Dan Hill
Onside.
Oh, nearly the turnover, but it just means that Pooler can set and go again. Got to try here, and they will have the wind in their sails, and they will think they can take all 5 points from their trip to Aberavon.
Just step onside for me. Look where we are.
This
onside.
feels absolutely huge. Adam Jones keeps Aberavon onside. Still just short.
Hands up.
Kelvin Williams feels like he wants to get his hands on it. Oh, it's still so close, agonisingly close. So many bodies to get through. But Pontypool in the ascendancy. Little tip. Oh, Evan Wood stopped short. Outstanding defence. But another dive for the line. Still short. Aberavon hanging by a thread. Lung-busting defence. They think they've got it.
Ball's on the line. The try is scored.
And referee Adam Jones tells us in no uncertain terms the ball is on the line, the try is scored. It's 26-22. Aberavon are down to 14. And Evan Wood has breathed life into this game. The conversion is already over. It's a 2-point game. And ring the siren. We are going big.
Nothing flashy while they work there, was there? The forwards doing all the work, but what's impressive there is how patient they were. I think they were obviously a metre away from the line, and the backs didn't try and step up and pull the trigger and score in the corner when they were under the posts. And fair play to the forwards getting through some work there, and they thoroughly deserved scoring probably.
Well, this is an incredibly exciting, 6-7 minutes of rugby coming up. Ed Dunford has gone deep with a restart. Decent chase and a good tackle made. Meek couldn't get the kick away. And really important for Pontypool not to rush now. 6.5 minutes. It's a long time. And they've got to feel, having been under the cosh, having been 2 scores behind for a lot of this game, that if they don't win now, it's probably an opportunity missed. Felix Gilbert. Oh, what a carry. Ashton Evans in the blank jersey. They're still looking to play quickly here. Luke Davis, another snipe.
Won the ball, good turnover.
Oh, another turnover. This time it's Mikey Herbert.
Let him go.
It's not a great kick. Felix Gilbert will gobble that up and he'll take it back himself. Gilbert will chase it and take it. Brilliant from Felix Gilbert, and the offload to match. Finds Morgan James.
No, lost now.
And Aberavon on the ball. It's been a bit quieter in the second half, but Felix Gilbert has been rock solid tonight. But Luke Davis, his contributions ball in hand.
No, he's still got like 4 minutes.
The time on the ball is valuable here for Aberavon. Well, we'll be finding out who the Serena game, the player of the match is soon, and Lloyd Lewis is choosing. And I'm fascinated to see who he goes for, especially when there's 2 minutes to go and the game's in the balance. It is a poison chalice making that pick. That, speaking of picks, that is a brilliant one. Great offload and the spin from Gwilym Evans. Luke Davis. Oh, ripped by Johan Duggan. And Felix Gilbert's there to make the tackle. The way Pontypool have been able to turn the ball over in the 22 has kept them in this game.
It has. And I think Aberavon was on. Oh, that's good defence.
And it's a knock-on. Well, if that had gone wide, then I think Aberavon would have walked it in.
First by Black, then by Blue.
I'm not entirely sure that Aberavon know how long's left in the game, because I think they try to slow it up there and just keep the ball around the 10-metre line instead of keep playing and trying to get a penalty somewhere. But ultimately they got what they wanted in the end. But I think Pontypool are the breakdown. They're making a real mess.
So let's find out who the player of the match is. I can hear Lloyd Lewis talk about it now. For me, it's one of 2.
Oh, is it? You happy? I know you're not, but...
And regardless of the full-time score,
Time back on
I
then,
don't
boys.
think anyone can have any complaints about him being awarded man of the match tonight.
Definitely worthy of man of the match. I think he's been probably the best player on the field by quite some distance. Every time he's carried, he's broken a couple of tackles. He's got Aberavon on the front foot. He's been at the back of the driving mauls, broken off and given them momentum. And even then, I think he threw a dummy a scrum half. I think he wants to play everyone's position, and he's made a line break there as well. So he's done very, very good work tonight.
Crouch.
Well, he has been replaced by Saul Hurley, the Wales under-20s hooker, who goes straight into pack down at the scrum, and this is exactly where Aberavon want to be. Ed Dunford, Luke Pollock. Dunford gets there, so
out of there.
Aberavon will be without an outside half for this attack. So Ashton Evans takes it on. The clock continues to tick. They're going to have to do something here because they can't just drop anchor inside the 22 for 3 minutes here, Aberavon. Rugby really works like that. Another carry. Shay Smallman, he has been
onside.
Very, very busy tonight. Ed Dunford, drop goal. Charge down. Oh my goodness me. Well, Dunford's gone after the turnover. Hasn't got it.
Release.
Oh, now Gwilym Evans,
number 17, needs to roll away.
Has got that ball in his hands, but Ed Dunford's in the way. And what could have been a glorious moment has piled the pressure on Aberavon for these remaining 2.5 minutes. Oh, it was a big call. It was a big moment. Will it be a costly one? Oh, was it really on? He was in the pocket, but the chase was sensational. It was Rodri Cole who made it.
90 seconds.
We got scrum halves not only making jackal turnovers, but making charge downs. And oh, Mr. Hyatt, Mr. Davis, penny for your thoughts. Oh, wow.
And straight into your own man.
Oh, Aberavon can thank their lucky stars.
Straight in like that, it's a different story to number 8 up there. How long do you want? 50 seconds.
Into the final minute, 50 seconds of the game remaining. I'm assuming there's a bucket under there that collects that.
So it's different to what number 8 was doing in the first half, where we come back and
let's take a look at this.
He's peeled off and then straight back into the maul. So
straight back into the maul, so he disconnects, then reconnects. There's Callum Davis. And now Saul Hurley. First line out of the match for him. 5 in it. They're going to go to the front. They're uncontested.
Maul.
And they are perhaps 2 phases away. Oh, they've got through. They've got through. Callum Davis has killed that ball. But they've got it out. Scott Whitlock is cleared to touch. And Aberavon are back to winning ways. 5 consecutive defeats ends with a bonus point win against Pontypool and a huge step towards finishing in the top 6. Great game. Huge show of character. Firstly, from Aberavon to hold on. Secondly, from Pooler to just stay in the game. But with 14 on the pitch at the end, the nerves will have been jangling. But they did enough. They did enough to get 5 points. And it's another absolute cracker on a Thursday night in Super Rygbi Cymru. A lot to like about this league, and most of it happens on the pitch. Player of the match performance and a try from Luke Davis. Scott Matthews and his team gave it absolutely everything, but it wasn't quite enough. It won't bother them too much. They'll still be in the top 6. Ed Dunford came on, threw it about. It's all smiles for the Wizards. They are victorious on the night. It finishes. Aberavon 26, Pontypool 24.
Wel, am fuddugoliaeth i'r tîm cartre, dyma be mae'n golygu i'r Talbot. Cofiwch bod y 6 ucha yn mynd yn syth i rownd go gynderfynol, a mae'r Aberavon ar hyn o bryd yn eistedd yn y 6 safle yna. Pen y Bont yn syrthio i'r 7fed safle, ond mae'r dywyniad mewn ras am y safle gyda Rygbi Gogledd Cymru, Pen y Bont a Cwynt Caerfyrddin ar hyn o bryd. So gallai hynny yn amlwg newid ar ôl y penwythnos. Ac yn sôn am y penwythnos, digon o gemau i ddod i chi. Abertawe yn erbyn Rygbi Gogledd Cymru. Caerdydd, i glwb rygbi Rhanbarth Caerdydd, mynd i rwylio'r gweinyddwyr wythnos ma. Mi fydd y busnes o dan yr undeb yn rhedeg fel yr arfer, felly mae nhw yn croesawu Llanymddyfri. Cwynt Caerfyrddin yn erbyn Pontypool a Casnewydd fydd yn talu teyrnged i Brian Jones bydd arw'n 89 oed wythnos ma. Mr Newport, mae nhw yn croesawu Glynebwy. Right, mae Lloyd Lewis nawr yn cael cwmni ser yn y gêm.
Yeah, Dion Cwmni, Luke Davis, sharing the game. Luke, you're on fire tonight, mate. That first try as well, which proves to be very, very valuable by the end. How are you feeling right now?
Blowing a bit, to be fair. It's my first, well, I wouldn't say 80, 70 odd minutes, but I think from the start, obviously Jason and the coaches said that we need to bring energy today, and I thought we brought that in abundance, to be fair. Everything was just on point, set pieces and stuff. What we said we wanted to get it nailed, we did, so I'm happy, very happy.
Brilliant. And how important is it for you as a team to end that losing streak?
Yeah, well, we've had quite a few close results, which we thought we were in a chance of winning. That win puts us up a few places, I think, in the league, so yeah, it's great. Really good.
Luke, enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. Nice. Top man, class. Well done, mate. Right, fi'n mynd i ti o ffindio? Dyna fo. Scotty Matthews. Scotty, nice to see you, mate. That's a classic Scotty Matthews performance. I've lost count of how many balls you stole at the breakdown. I know it's a tough one to take. What were the messages at half time?
Just a message from the coaches, really. It was just sharpen up in terms of our tackle height. I think we're riding too many tackles at times, so it's a case of dropping the height and trying to get off the line a little bit more. But I think our inaccuracy cost us at times, and if I'm being honest, it's probably a game we didn't deserve to win. Even at the end, we had a chance, but ill discipline and not being clinical enough at times, we probably didn't deserve to win, to be honest. And Aberavon took their chances when they got inside 20, do really well, so credit to them.
Yeah, fair play though. It's a great game for the neutral to watch. Both teams going at it. Yeah. I have to ask, what's that injury like? Are you all good?
Well, we have to get a check now. It was a bit of a stinger. Hopefully we can shake it off, Lloyd. Yeah.
Well, Scotty, we were so impressed with your performance. Once again, you were up there in our discussion for player of the match. It's a standard, a procedure for you. All the best, mate. Speedy recovery. Top man.
Well, Jason Hyatt nawr yn cadw cwmni I ni fan yma. Jason, a fiercely contested match, a great contest for the cameras tonight, but a tense final 50 seconds watching on. Scott Matthews referenced it there. They had a chance to win it, but you controlled it. You controlled it well.
Yeah, we don't seem to do anything the easy way this year. You know, if we're going to win it, we push it to the wire. Thought we played some really nice rugby. That's been the theme this year. You know, we've got a really young group to work with, and you can see out there the endeavour and the attitude to play rugby, and you've got to applaud them for that.
So what does it mean, therefore, to finally get the reward, to get the win at the end of it? You can play rugby, but, you know, it's the result that determines the narrative and the mood, I imagine, in the changing room.
That will certainly lift the mood. It's sort of anxious, you know, and we've probably, you know, it's easy to look back, but, you know, we could have won probably 5, 6, 7 games this year, which would put us in the top 4, but it's all part of the learning process, and these guys are young, they're learning to win games. That would have done them the world of good out there, and under that sort of intense pressure, to come away with a win and puts us up to 6th in the table, it's phenomenal.
And obviously being 6th now, you're where you want to be this season, and does that win tonight give you massive confidence to what's to come? Because there's a lot to play for still.
Yeah, I think, you know, you can play as well as you like, and you know, you can take a huge amount of confidence from that, but actually winning, you know, is another step forward. And you can see out there, as I said earlier, that the intent to play is excellent. You know, we set that standard tonight. We wanted to run Pontypool around. We did that, and had we finished a few extra chances, you know, we would have been well clear. But no, delighted with the win, and I'm delighted for the players because they stick into their task. They've had a particularly tough 4 weeks working hard, ready for the playoffs. And I thought they were fantastic tonight. There were some big standout performances. Thought Luke Davis, Gwilym Evans was phenomenal. And yeah, just really happy for the players there.
Talking of intent to play, let's take a look at your bonus point try, because you found multiple ways tonight to break the defence down, Jason.
Yeah, in fairness to Pontypool, I thought they defended well, and what they did really well was slow ball down at the ruck, which, you know, that was, we knew they would come there. That's a trademark of Pontypool. But, you know, what's nice there is obviously we've gone wide, we've gone up the middle, and, you know, we've got a good driving line out, and we put that to a good effect there, and it was really well finished at the end.
Yeah, driving line out. We saw the power from your forwards, but also some magic from the back line. Just on that 6th place, I mean, Bridgend now have dropped to 7th. That could change this weekend, but how much of a target is it for you?
Well, it's huge, you know. It's this year in the SRC, we knew from when it was announced that there's a playoff at the end of the year. So, you know, theoretically, you've just got to make sure you're in good spirits, good shape, physically and mentally going into that playoff. I think that would have done wonders. And I think the type of rugby we play, when you do go into the playoffs, you know, it's anyone's game. You know, we've seen Swansea last week put in Llandovery to bed in St Helens. So I think it's a whole different ball game, you know. And when you go into that playoff, we'll go in with that mindset of knowing on our day we can beat anyone. It's just got to be consistent.
And very quickly, you mentioned the support of your family pre-match. Will they be waiting for you? An emotional man, you're a family man.
Yeah, I know that. But my father-in-law's going through a tough time. As I said earlier, he's in hospital, so get well soon, Di. Be nice to have you home. And my niece is 7 today, so we're all proud of Evie. She's a lovely little kid, and she's doing well in school. She's had a good school report. So yeah, it's nice to celebrate Evie's birthday with a win.
Fantastic. Llongyfarchiadau a penblwydd hapus I fi, a newn ni nawr mynd I ymuno a Lloyd gyda Tom Hancock.
Right, Tom Hancock, i'r neutral, oedd hwnna'n gêm bendigedig, ond falle I prif hyfforddwr, falle teimladau bach gwahanol?
Ie, bach yn rwystredig, bach yn siomedig gyda'r perfformiad amddiffynol hanner cynta. Ond oedd I fod yn deg i'r boes, wnaethon nhw aros yno fe. Wnaethon ni ddim roi lan. Siwr o fod diffyg cywirdeb wrthon ni, gêm gicio ni'n wael ar y degau. Cwpl o llunellau, le oedd angen I ni adeiladu tyma bach o pwysau, a gollon ni fe, a hefyd falle ardal y dacl, attacking contact area yn yr ail hanner yn ymwedig. O'n I jyst yn colli'r rases a nhw'n fwy effeithiol yn ni fanna. Credu dyfarnwr yn hoffi'r darlun o'n nhw'n dangos yn y breakdowns falle fwy na beth o'n ni'n neud ochr ni yn amddiffynol, so fi'n credu na le ath y gêm.
Ie, ti'n sôn am ardal y dacl, wrth gwrs Sam Scarf ddim gyda chi heno yma, a Morgan Allen, oedd nhw'n colled mawr?
Ie, colled enfawr. Mae'r ddoi nhw, y ddoi ochr o'r bêl, really. So Sam yn fwy yn amddiffynol, ni'n really gweld eisiau fe. Ni'n meddwl bod Con Chapman a Evan Wood I trio gorau nhw enol, mae Sam Bendant yn golled. A ie, Morgan Allen, pan does dim blin mlaen, a mae jyst angen torri tackle I creu'r momentum ar y drod flan, sneb gwell yn y gyngred na fe. So ie, unwaith mae'r doi na mas o'r tîm, mae e'n mynd I fod yn fwy anodd I ni, ond o'n i'n meddwl oedd y 23 nath cymryd y cae iddi wneud I gorau dros y clwb, so ti'n ffili gofyn mwy.
Yeah, diolch yn fawr iawn am heno, Tom, a pob lwc, gweld y sawr, diolch mate, top man.
Ie, Ellis Hogan nawr yn cadw cwmni fi. Llongyfarchiadau, Jason Hyatt yn gweud chi byth yn gwneud pethau y ffordd. Chi'n byth yn gwneud pethau'n hawdd I chi na, ond dyw hynny ddim yn poeni chi o gwbl, chi wedi cael y fuddugoliaeth.
Odi, mae'n neis I gael fuddugoliaeth. Oedden, ni wedi bod ar diwedd, ni wedi colli gemau o fewn 7 pwynt ers Nadolig, dim ond colli un o fewn 20 pwynt yn erbyn Caerdydd, ond pob gêm arall ni wedi bod yn agos, a ni wedi cwmpo ar yr ochr anghywir o'r fuddugoliaeth, ond heddi, mae'n neis I gael fuddugoliaeth, ond mae'n neis I joio yn bach.
Odi hynny wedi bod yn anodd cadw ysbrydion yn uchel ar ôl colled?
Odi, ond dyw e ddim chwaith, achos ni wedi bod agos. Mae'r ysbrydolion yn y camp fel mae wedi bod yn dda, ni wedi bod yn treino'n dda, ond just diffyg cwpla'r job off a cael buddugoliaeth i'r problem dyn ni. Ond na, mae'n neis I fi.
A be blesio chi fwyaf o'r ochr dactegol heno, achos welson ni pŵer y pac ar y degau, dywiniaeth yr olwyr, a ddim frwydr o gwmpas ardal y dacl fyd yn oed.
Fi'n credu jyst waren gloi. Ni wedi bod yn siarad o'r thros am jyst waren gloi a cael y bêl nôl yn gyflym a ware ar top. Ond ni wedi ware tyn bach, ni cael siarad am ware chest yn nhw. Gyda symudiadau, pethau newid, a gweld Dy'r sgarmes symudol na'r sgôr ni, oedd yn sgarmes da, ni wedi siarad am hwnna, siarad am disgwyl a disgwyl am lle fydd ni'n gallu exploito.
Elis, briliant. Gallu siarad. Ti'n mwynhau heno, llongyfarchiadau, na'n mynd ar mic. Chi yn y chweched tafle, a dyna lle maen nhw moyn aros. Right, dyma beth sydd i ddod ar S4C dros y penwythnos. Pêl-droed byw wrth i'r dre newydd, groesawu Aberystwyth i Bar Glathem. Bydd y tîm cartre yn ceisio osgoi yr un ffawd ac Aberystwyth sydd eisoes wedi disgyn o'r JD Premier. Rygbi byw nos Sadwrn o'r Swansea.com wrth i'r Gweilch herio Leon yn rownd 8 ola cwpan her Ewrop. Daw tymor y brif adran i ben gyda gêm fyw o Stadiwm Dinas Caerdydd wrth i'r pencampwyr wynebu Llan Sawel. A'n gêm fyw nos Iau nesa yw Pen y Bont yn erbyn Llan Ddyfri. Pen y Bont fydden nhw'n gobeithio, wel, ar ôl y penwythnos fydden nhw'n gobeithio camu nôl i'r chwe ucha a chofiwch eich apwyntiau nos Fawrth hefyd. Am y Lloyd Lewis wedi ail ymuno a ni nawr, felly gwyll i ni gael dy sylwadau di o'r gêm. Oedd hi'n chwip o gêm, fel wedes di, i'r neutral. Anodd really gallu gweld lle y gêm yn mynd i fynd am ran heleth ohoni.
Ie, yn sicr o'n i'n sôn ar dechrau'r gêm bod y dau tîm yn mynd i trio lledu'r pêl, chwarae rygbi agored, a fe welson ni hynny, ond beth sy'n mynd llaw yn llaw gyda hynny, wrth gwrs gyda trio chwarae, yw mae lot o'n gamgymeriadau, lot o pêl yn cael ei troi drosodd, a ni'n gweld hwnna gymaint o weithiau ac i'r neutral, oedd e'n ffantastig i wylio i fod yna.
Ie, Pŵl wedi gweld i'n anodd trwy gydol y tymor i ennill yr ail hanner. Dim ond unwaith maen nhw wedi neud ni yn erbyn Abertawe. A mewn gwirionedd, gafodd y gêm i hennill. Falle yn yr hanner cynta, oedd Aberavon mor glenigol, didrigaredd gyda'i chyfleoedd.
Ie, cyda'n nhw.
Dyma nhw.
Mynd trwy sgarmes ymudol, a o'n i sôn cyn y gêm yn byddu hwnna'n fod yn un o cryfderau Pontypool, felly Aberavon wedi dweud yn dda anraldan o'r gêm, definitely balance i gêm nhw eno, ffordd o'n moyn ware, gofyn cwestiynau, lle di'r pêl, ciclet draws am cais hefyd, a fi'n credu nhw'n llawn heiddi ennill heno, fi'n credu Aberavon, fi'n credu nhw oedd y tîm gorau, fi'n credu redyn o'r tiriogaeth yn well na beth nath Pontypool, a gathon nhw digon o cyfleoedd wrth wneud ni.
Ie, ddim lot o tîmau fel arfer yn cael goruchafiaeth fel yn y gêm gorffolor yn erbyn Pŵla.
Ie, fi'n cytuno, fi'n meddwl mae ffaith bod ni wedi siarad amdano fe'n barod, ond gyda Morgan Allen, mae fe'n colled enfawr i'r tîm o ran rhoi Pontypool ar y trwydd flaen, a fi'n meddwl dyna oedd rhan o'r problem heddiw yn stryglo i adeiladu unrhyw beth off y pêl oedden nhw'n gael. Ond ie, fel wedodd Tom, Hancock i fi just cyn i ni fynd yn fyw, wedodd allwn ni wedi ennill y gêm na lot cynt na y cyfle reit ar y ddiwedd. Oedd y gêm wedi cael ei colli erbyn ni o fel ni'n siarad am y diffyg o cywirdeb falle a'r diffyg o cael ar y trwy blaen.
Right, Lloyd, Ciaran, diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni chi heno. Pob lwc i'r Gweilch yn rownd yr 8 ola, cwpan her Ewrop. Y gêm na'n fyw, cofiwch ar S4C. Y gêm gynta am hanner awr wedi 5. Ond dyna ni, llongyfarchiadau mawr i Aberavon. Heno ni wedi gweld dywiniaeth yr olwyr, pŵer y pac a peis gorau'r ardal. Dewch am y rygbi, aroswch am y peis. Welwn i chi'n fuan.